They say I'm unethical for asking employees to work 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Please, we are family here.
Family, 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 family.
What level of job search hell is this?
Tegan A. Bardos. In the past 4 weeks, 8 out of 10 applicants answered the phone, hello. What the other two say? What's up? What's up? What's up? And it has driven me crazy as a hashtag career coach. Y'all, hello doesn't set a professional tone. Yeah, neither does y'all, Tegan. What the fuck are you on about? In fact, it induces doubt of your professionalism from the get-go. Well, good. That's good that you know right now I'm not a professional. Let's not waste each other's time. Answering the phone with, hi, this is first name, last name, is a small change that makes a huge difference. 1, it allows the caller to hear your name clearly, and 2, immediately sets a professional tone for the conversation. Share this simple tip, recycle emoji, to help your network stand out. Do you have any phone interview tips to share? Drop them in the comments. Down there, emoji. Please, for God's sake, please engage with this post. Please! Please! My entire life is just waiting for the LinkedIn notification to go off so I could possibly make money to feed myself. Please, for God's sakes, interact with it. I'm Tegan A. Bardos. I'm sorry, I went a little too all in on the bit. Your give it to you straight career coach. Pow! I call BS on all the outdated poo-poo emoji job search advice that blah blah blah. Come here, Tegan. Tegan, how fucking old are you? You look like you just started your period, Tegan. I'm really in a fucking mood today. I don't know. But seriously, come on. This is not good advice. It's terrible advice. Just dox yourself immediately. Somebody who called you randomly now knows your first and last name. No thanks. It's probably because a lot of these LinkedIn people do cold calling, you know? They want your first and last name so they can write it down on the list and harass you for the next 5 decades until you die. And then they'll harass your family for another 20. It's the worst thing ever. I'm 22, so I know a lot about life. Get the fuck out of here. You know nothing! Good start. Really hot under the collar already. This is a good place for me. How about this one? Good luck getting a foot in the corporate world to this Olympic silver medalist. Yusuf may have won at the Olympics, but if he showed up like this in the corporate world, his resume won't get shortlisted. He won't get the right projects. He won't be put in front of customers. He won't get promoted beyond a point, because corporate success is more about perception than performance. If that's how you function in your own life and with the people you hire, then good fucking luck to you. I'm all about You could show up to work in sweatpants. I don't care. The job gets done is what's important. And yeah, what has Neil Jadhav done that's even anywhere near an Olympic silver medal? What an idiot. Kajol Srinivasan says stories on LinkedIn be like, yesterday we had a Zoom meeting and Sanjay was reluctant to turn on his cam. I insisted he did, and we saw that he was presenting from a bed in the ICU where his mother lay dying. He apologized profusely for the inconvenience, and I said, don't apologize for being human, Sanjay. And I didn't fire him. I just cut his salary. Show compassion to your employees. Oh my god. That story is so wild it sounds completely made up. What's that? It is? Okay, next one. I want you to start before you're even hired or I'll fire you. I hired someone to start on the first Tuesday of the month. They arrived at 8:45 on the first Tuesday of the month. They walked into my office and put out their hand for me to shake. It's bad news, I said. I sent them home and told them this job wasn't right for them. When hiring, you want people that aren't afraid to start the job earlier.
Well, you got me.
By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I told you to be here on Tuesday, so definitely come in on Monday. Like, most people would just think you're an idiot. They're like, you don't know? You don't remember what fucking day I told you to come? He followed instructions. That's the most that you can ask from basically anybody. Was he early to work? Yes. Could he have come in on Monday? Yes. Don't just do what's asked of you. Do what you ask of yourself. All these posts are supposed to be like super inspiring and shit, but I really do see just a soulless corporate hellscape. You didn't come in on Monday because you couldn't read my mind, so you're fired. How do you ever hire anybody? Or I guess you hire a bunch of idiots like yourself that don't know what day it is. Anyway, next one, Calling Candidates Rats by Kevin Simpson. What a fucked up start to the day. Just lost 2 deals worth $18K. One candidate pulled out of a second interview worth $8K. Job was his to take. Pulled out my text message and took a counteroffer where he currently works. Absolute rat. I mean, money talks. You want him that bad? Throw some money on the table. Another candidate has genuine reasons and called me to tell me she won't be accepting the offer. $10K down the drain. Fair enough. Then to add salt in the wounds, new business LinkedIn message. A regional operations manager for a power rental business didn't like my approach through LinkedIn. Decided to tell me she's now emailed all the decision makers in her business to stop me winning them as a client. We'll see about that, you little rat. What? I bet when you pull up like the most used emojis, his is the rat. I've been up and working since 7:30 and I lost $18K pipeline. And some a-hole's trying to stop me from winning business over nothing. It's not over nothing. It was made clear. She doesn't like your LinkedIn approach. Really, that's the neatest part about LinkedIn is you can go there and see exactly how much of a try-hard fuckhead your boss or coworkers are. Recruitment is tough business. Yeah, just ask the army, especially these days. If you can't deal with this type of morning, then don't bother with this industry. It's bloody hard. Aw, I'm sure it is, but so is every other goddamn business. You're crying in the rain, Pally. Selling people's the hardest commodity to sell in the world, and dealing with jobsworths who think they're something special. Who the hell does she think she's talking to? I won't give up. I'll never give up. Watch out today. I'm on one. Yeah, me too. Good news. I should close a 7,500 deal this afternoon. Not all bad. P.S. I dare a troll to pipe up today. Sorry, dude, can't pipe up. I'm busy piping down your neglected wife. No, it's not true. This guy does think that he's like the only special person in the world. Everybody else is just a little rat. He's using people for his own means, and that is often the type of people that become CEOs or business execs. And I don't feel bad for you at all. You stepped on a lot of necks to get there. It's only right you get your neck stepped on a little bit. A little bit. Did you know it only takes 15 kilograms or 33 pounds of pressure to completely close somebody's trachea? So we'll just do that. That's a little amount, right? Close enough for government work. This is how we treat rats. Actually, I love rats. Anyway, moving on. Drives an hour. Why not go to your hotel room? This is Christina Rajzer. R-A-J-Z-E-R. And she says, hey, check this out. In Croatia, you know you're seriously into marketing when you're on vacation, ditch everyone at the beach and drive an hour to a co-working space to work. Just because you're so passionate about what you do, laughing with tears. Hope I'm not the only one. That's the sad part. I'm sure you're not. Many, many people giving up like good times, memories that would last forever in order to go sit at a job for another day. Wow, you're really making appearances, putting in the effort. Surely you'll be up for that promotion. If I just get the promotion, then I can buy more stuff. Then my life will be complete and I have time to hang out at the beach until I decide I need more stuff and another promotion. You're letting your life pass you by, Christina. You're encouraging others to do the same. It's not the way to go. That's all I got. Next one. Tell me you're a lunatic without telling me you're a lunatic. Oie Bogdon. I returned from my weekend in the Maldives, and suddenly I'm a LinkedIn lunatic? First, let's clear this up. They say I'm unethical for asking employees to work 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Please, we are family here.
Family, 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 family.
Yeah, just like as at Olive Garden, they have people chained up in the basement, and they're like, we're family. You belong to me. I don't know how to tell you this, Ori, but sometimes families break up, you know? Even just a 9 to 5 is bad enough. You gotta be out your fucking mind. That is why our employees happily work 13 to 15 hour days. We call it Ohana. Oh yes, that Lilo and Stitch. I do love the little blue alien.
Ohana means family.
He saw that movie and just took the message in completely a different direction. We're all family here, so I can maltreat you. Oh, cool. Second, 50K, too little for NYC. If you can thrive on that, maybe the problem isn't the salary. It's you. When I started, $2.50 an hour felt like a gold mine. Yeah, when did you start? Back in the 60s when rent prices were actually somewhat acceptable? Things have changed since then, I hate to tell you. It's all a swirling hell pit and it's going a really bad way. The crazy part is, like, he's old enough to see the difference between then and now, but he just doesn't for whatever reason. I'm gonna choose to ignore the rent prices. I own my home. It doesn't matter to me anymore. And no, I did not fly private to the Maldives. I flew economy, right next to a crying child. So before you call someone a lunatic, think about the CEO's feelings. Oh, that poor CEO. He doesn't like being called out for his ludicrous behavior online. Well, if your skin ain't thick enough to take it, here's a tip. Stop fucking posting about it. Just enjoy your trip to the Maldives and don't tell anybody about it. Is that possible for you? Do you think you're capable of that? Probably not, because it's not the trip that he wants. It's the acknowledgement that he took the trip. It's just like going to see a live concert or whatever. The experience sucks. I'd much rather just stay home and watch a YouTube video. But you gotta go overpay for the t-shirt and beer and tell people that you were there. Post it on your social media of choice. My social media of choice at the time, aside from YouTube, is of course Twitter or X, Twix as we call it. You should follow me over there at Dayton Does. Sometimes I post things. Thank you so much. Ori concludes with, we don't get to clock out even when sipping Brun Dior at the beach. That's right, what a tough life we live. But the truth is, even when you're not at work, actively working, you're still making money. That's the difference. So you're right, you don't get to clock out. It's just like being a YouTuber. It's always on your mind, always forever. Luckily, my wife is working really hard posting shorts on her channel so we could talk strategy a little bit without her getting super annoyed. You should check out my wife's channel at Mrs. ReddX. As for Ori, yeah, I don't care. People said mean things about me. They said the job sucks. It does suck, dude. 50K salary for 13 to 15 hour days, presumably 5 days a week, probably even more. He calls you up on the weekend. Can you help me move my couch? We're family. I'm buying a bigger house from your hard work. Are you gonna pay me for it? No, I got you pizzas and beer. Sorry, Ori, I don't like you that much. What did Walter White say to Bogdan in Breaking Bad?
You and your eyebrows.
Moving on. John Roman is posting some top tier look at me garbage.
Are you efficient with your day?
No, thanks for asking, but no.
Working on a new schedule. What do you guys think?
Couldn't give less of a fuck. Again, thanks for asking.
Hey champ, that's really interesting. Next time, keep it to yourself.
Typical daily schedule, 2:30 a.m., wake up. 2:45 a.m., prayer time.
That's 15 minutes of praying. That's a waste of time, dude. You could cut that down. 2-3 minutes tops.
3:15 a.m., breakfast.
You're giving yourself 30 minutes for breakfast? You only need 10, dude. Get your shaker of protein powder, hop in the car, wherever you're going, which I guess is the gym, 3:40 to 5:15 a.m. This is like the only one that has a range to it. Are we just not starting at 5:15 in case we need 2 hours for breakfast? You had like one of those Hollywood movie spreads with fucking every food on the planet, and you just grab a waffle and run out the door. Hey, I gotta get to my workout. This is so weird. 5:30 a.m. post-workout meal. How about we just skip breakfast and do the post-workout meal? That's probably what I'd do. See, you've already wasted like 3 hours of your day. I'd have all this done in one. That's not true. I'd sit there and motivate myself for 5 hours. Be like, come on, we gotta work out. Yeah, maybe tomorrow. Stupid brain. Never does what we're supposed to do. 6 a.m. shower. 7:30 a.m. golf. We're giving ourselves 90 minutes to shower. 8 a.m. snack. Yeah, and 30 minutes to golf. What the fuck? Maybe those two things should be switched around. Also, who the hell golfs at 6 a.m.? You psychopath. 9:30 a.m. cryo chamber recovery. Yeah, that sounds awesome. I feel 100 times better with a dick sickle between my legs. 8:30 a.m. snack. Oh, he's a snacky boy. He likes his snacks, doesn't he? 11 a.m. family time / meeting / work calls. Oh, so we're finally getting to work? Maybe. Unless we're doing family time. We finally work at 11. 1 p.m. lunch, 2 p.m. meetings and work calls, 3 p.m. pick up kids at school, 3:30 p.m. snack, 4 p.m. workout number 2. Yeah, he just couldn't think of what he's supposed to do. He's like, I don't know. Should it be more meetings? No, that's boring. People will tell me I work too much. We'll just call it workout number 2. Nobody will notice. 5 p.m. shower, 5:30 p.m. dinner / family time, 7:30 p.m. bedtime. You live like a fucking old person. I love not waking up until lunch, staying up till 5 in the morning. It's when my brain is the most switched on. It's the way that I work best. Maybe this is the way that John Roman works best, but it does seem like an old person's schedule to me. Let's get the matinee and a dinner, and then, ooh, I'm bushed. Off to bed I go. Original poster had this 100% correct. It is look at me garbage. Nobody's golfing every single day. 2 workouts, please. Like, everything on social media is a lie, but that seems doubly true on LinkedIn. At least he didn't say, this is the schedule that I follow every single day. He's like, I'm just working on it, you know? Maybe I'll do it. I gave my family 4 hours today, 2 of which was at dinner. I don't know, man. Seems to me like you're missing out on the important parts of life, but good luck with the schedule. Especially because making it and sticking to it are 2 very different things. I admit to myself up front, I'm like, I don't have the discipline for that shit.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Randomly insult 2 generations for reach and reaction. Yeah, gotta get my networking on. Don't you network, bro? Alex Janowski, CPA. Millennials and Gen Z can't afford homes, but we cannot ignore the fact that Gen X and baby boomers did not have overseas spring break trips, $2,000 per person bachelor parties, dinners out downtown twice a week, fancy gym memberships, Starbucks every day, a new outfit for every occasion. You might find a down payment hidden in there somewhere. Again, I'm not taking financial advice from Alex. It looks like he just got his first ball hairs. He's a babe. What are you going to tell me? He's like, oh, if you just cut out the avocado toast, then you can totally afford whatever you want. Fuck you. I should be able to have avocado toast and all the other things I want. The problem is not within my own finances. It's in the government's finances because of inflation. There you go. But I guess that advice isn't actionable enough. That advice doesn't encourage anybody to rip out their soul. Hey, that vacation you've been saving up for? Don't go. Put it in an account. Hope you don't die tomorrow. Isn't seeing the number go up worth way more than actual life experiences? You see, boomers didn't have this problem. There were no muscle cars that they wanted to go buy, and all they had to do was work at McDonald's for a single summer. No temptations for those boomers at all. What I'm saying is the whole thing is definitely not occurring because we discovered that a debt-based economy is really, really good for lining the pockets of the oligarchic elite. Much better to just blame people for their failings instead of any situations or circumstances they experience. And while in some cases that might be true, I don't think buying a home is one of them. The system is fundamentally broken, and you can't even admit it. So yeah, come back to me when you get some short and hairies on your chest, Alex. Until then, 2 fingers, I'm out. I can only imagine the work culture, mind blow emoji. Molly Feddick, founder of Buzzkill Wine, says, I think physical offices are 90% of the time exercises in founder ego. Well, I actually do pretty much agree with that, Molly. But here comes our good friend Oie Bogdon to correct us on that. I'm sorry to disagree. I require all of my employees to come into our office on Wall Street from 6:30 a.m. sharp until 7 p.m., often later. One of our key tenets is that each employee must provide a detailed outline of their work and progress every day, presented to management on a daily 6:45 a.m. stand-up. Now, you want to see some stand-up, I'd really be clowning. They're like, 9 a.m., looked up Japanese MILFs, 10 a.m., rubbed penis through jeans. All right, he's off and running. He's up a management material, I'll tell you. If you're trying to build a world-class company, your employees must reflect your ambitions. This is why we pass on unnecessary spends like stipend for travel. They earn $50K yearly. They can handle it. And why we ban anyone from having children. Oh, you and your wife have a baby? You got a license for that baby? This subreddit's so wild, dude. I'm coming back here for sure. Less time equals less productivity equals weaker company. Make working in the office normal again. No thank you. Maybe you are less productive at home, whatever, doesn't really matter, as long as the work is getting done. You've outlined something to do for the day, and it happens. Nothing else truly matters. And so I guess this is the post that let the trolls find Oie, and he freaked out. Another display of the founder ego that Molly Feddick was pointing out. And he's also got a fucking Naruto profile picture on LinkedIn, which is just...
You serious?
I don't know. I guess that's why he doesn't give stipends for travel. He just expects you to Naruto run to your destination. Oh, Oie, what a character. I'd like to sit down with him and record some of the bullshit that falls out of his mouth. Maybe someday. Anyway, we're moving on. PhD bad! I mean, maybe, can be, I guess. Depends on your end goals. Pascal Bornett says, it looks like the value of a PhD in 2024 is approaching $0. What do you think is the cause? What can we do against that? Gosh, it's almost like every form of formal education is turned into a complete fucking clown show. That seems to be what happens when you just hand them out like candy. Just because people paid you, you're like, okay, he showed up. It's fine. PhD in 1924. I've dedicated years of study to become a respected authority in my field. My alma mater has allowed me to obtain closely guarded knowledge that is available nowhere else on Earth. Which might have been true in 1924, but nowadays we got the internet. You can get all sorts of closely guarded knowledge. Not a lot of it's true, but you sort through it, it's fine. PhD in 2024. I just went into 6 figures of debt to learn trivia that's free to anyone with an internet connection. Every study I publish will likely never be replicated. I make less money than a plumber, and that plumber's son just made a YouTube video on my area of expertise that's more cited than anything that I've written. Did they at least cite you in the YouTube video? Not that that pays very well, but I do hope you're getting something out of the deal with 6 figures of debt. I'm so glad I didn't go to college, bro. 1 semester, and I was like, it's not for me. I'm done with school. And if you ain't gotta go to school, you gotta be really insightful and or funny and or just do a trade. And you'll be fine. Don't go to college unless you absolutely need to. It's another tool used to fund the debt-based economy. It's a lie. It feels like this video is leaning a little political, but that's fine. Let me buy all the houses in America and everyone rents. Wow, sounds like a living hell. Grant Cardone. Billionaire Grant Cardone says he and other real estate investors will quote-unquote save the day and prevent a home price crash. Yeah, that's super. Now I just have all of these houses. The market is very stable because I'm the one deciding the market price. Still, nobody's going to buy because it's ludicrously expensive because I just spent my entire nest egg on buying foreclosed homes. Sounds like a real peach of an idea there, Grant. Good luck with it. The giga landlord. The landlord to end all landlords. At least some of them know how cringe they are. See, that's the real secret. If you just lean in, if you just own it, who cares? People tell me, oh, your content's cringe every single day. And I'm like, yep. That's what it is. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Doesn't matter as long as you watched it. Andrew Tobin says, my 4-year-old froze on stage at her first ballet recital. I failed, she told me after the show. I looked at her, heartbroken, with tears in my eyes. No, I failed you, but today you've given me more than I could have ever asked for. You gave me a sad kid story to post on LinkedIn. Flawlessly executed. Linked what? She asked. LinkedIn, I replied. A place where depressing personal anecdotes involving imaginary children are posted and mined for engagement in order to boost one's own professional identity. She looked at me confused. But, Dad, I cut her off. Shh. No more of that. The post is over now. There's a character limit, I'm pretty sure. Keep it short and sweet for the sort of knuckle draggers that actually engage around here. We seen a few of them, but I don't think Andrew's one of them. He gets it. High quality shitpost. Nicely done. Here's a good one. Alex Hormosi. Oh, I follow him. Personally, I think he's brilliant, but we'll see if that holds up in this post. If you have less than $100,000 in savings, 8 things you can do to get closer to that goal. Oh shit, is that supposed to be a goal? Damn it. 1, stop eating out. Discount groceries only. Nah, sorry dude. I'm done with that beef organ chorizo, okay? I want to buy some actual food. And sometimes I'd like a night out with my wife. Is that so wrong? We went out last night to sing some karaoke. It was beautiful. What a wonderful night. So yeah, 1's out, I guess. But tell me what I can do to get $90,000 in savings. Stop buying new clothes. Go to Goodwill. Check. Everything we buy in the Philippines basically comes from Ukay. I did buy some of my own merch from Fourth Wall. You should go check that out. It's very nice. Embroidered. Oh, so comfy. And I think it's because I've been wearing used pants for many years that I could afford to splash some cash on the merch. So good, I agree to number 2. 3, only attend free friend events. Yeah, that sounds about right. 4, apply for jobs that offer more salary than your current role. Yeah, sounds about right as well. And until that one guy calls you a rat for taking the offer. 5, pick up side hustle work. Check. 6, learn skills that you can trade for a high hourly rate. Yeah, sorta, I guess. It shouldn't be just pick up skills. It should be like master skills, you know? Because I can edit my videos, but I think Elijah puts a little more polish on it. I've also seen like mind-blowingly polished stuff where I'm sure those editors ask for hundreds of dollars. So yes, master the skill. That's how you get the high hourly rate. So sort of half agree on 6, I guess. 7, find the hardest worker in the room when you enter a new job and double their input. Nope, I'm not going for that shit either. The only time you should be looking into your neighbor's bowl is to make sure that they have enough, okay? We're not doing the competition thing here. Everybody's going at their own pace, and it's gonna turn out fine. I don't need to break my fucking back for a promotion that'll never happen. 8. Do all of the above for at least 36 months. Comment back on this post in 36 months. I promise you, things will be different. Nobody's gonna... That's why I picked 36 months, because nobody's gonna fucking remember. How much could you possibly save doing all of this? 100,000 over a year and a half? You're gonna have to use that 100,000 for hair transplants because you're stressed as shit. It's already starting to go up top. I'm gonna need some hair transplants, and then I'll need them many years earlier if I keep piling on like this. No, I think I'm doing exactly what I need to do. I don't need to reach some imaginary number for my life to be fulfilled, but thank you anyways for your input, Alex. Some of those are helpful. Moving on. Sorry to burst your bubble, but you're not a real doctor. Dr. VK. She has to be a doctor. It says in her profile she's doctor. It's official! I'm a doctor! Yesterday I made history and became the youngest person to ever receive an honorary doctorate. Doctorate degree from the University of Bradford. Wow. Where are you going to do your residency? When the Vice Chancellor said, by the authority vested in me, I admit you to Doctor of the University of Bradford, the youngest person we've ever awarded an honorary degree to, I cried like a baby, OMG. I just feel shocked and overwhelmed with joy. Thank you for coming with me on this journey and celebrating with me. Your comments, words, and love don't go unnoticed. Lots of love, Dr. Varizo Felicis Katifu, but you can call me Dr. V or Dr. Cutie P. It's supposed to be pie, but it's too many E's. Thanks for the post, Dr. Cutie P. Oh, there's replies to it. Super. Isaac says, congratulations, Dr. VK. Generally, it's not customary to use the title doctor for an honorary doctorate. The title doctor is traditionally reserved for those who have earned a PhD or other doctoral degree through rigorous academic work. In your case, as a recipient of the honorary doctorate, you can still use the honorific. The title is Dr. HC or Dr. HC in parentheses within specific contexts, such as blah, blah, blah. And then Victor comes in here and said, she's not competing with you or trying to... She's not going to bang you, Victor. Cool out. Emmanuel says, congratulations. Honorary doctorates are honorary. You don't use doctor in front of your name or call yourself doctor with an honorary degree. I understand you're studying for your PhD. Once done with your PhD, you can use the doctor title. Just thought I should make this humble suggestion. You're doing well. Proud of you. Somebody else comes in here to link her to the Wikipedia page for honorary degrees. I was really hoping Dr. VK would come back into her post and freak out in the comments, but haven't seen that yet. Kudzanai says, congratulations for the recognition, but I believe the title doctor is reserved for those who have earned it through academic research. I stand to be corrected, though. A bit unrelated, I often talk to people who call themselves sales engineers or marketing engineers, only to find out that they never really studied any engineering qualification. Yeah, it's just a word. A bit upsetting, knowing how difficult engineering is. Only for some to just loosely use the title. Clarice says, I totally agree. It's a humanitarian award. Recognition, not conferred or earned. Thank you. This is a pet peeve of mine. Smile. See, Clarice has PhD because she earned it through academic work and also paying the colleges hundreds of thousands of dollars. Paul Johnson, can't believe the pedantic contribution to this post. How's it feel to pour cold water on a young woman's delight? Why bother commenting? Regardless of the protocol or title, she deserves nothing but recognition and praise. Bullshit. She's not gonna bang you, dude. They're correcting her because it needs correcting. You spent like 8 to 12 years trying to get a degree and somebody else walks in and says, I have the same title as you because they gave it to me. No, I'd kind of freak out too, honestly. Paul Johnson's weird. Clarice comes back in and says, well, Paul, I worked my behind off to receive an worn and conferred doctorate. That's all. Well, I'm glad they gave you the doctorate even though you can't put a sentence together. That was nice of them. Let's be honest, yours is probably fairly honorary too, right? It really is entertaining to see people just ripping each other apart over an honorary degree. It should be a nice situation, but no. Everybody wants to point out how they're right and better and you're worse and wrong. for whatever myriad reasons. It's really just a big pool of egos swirling all around. And to be frank with you, I hate looking into it. It's disgusting. So we're going to move on. LinkedIn lunatic having date hallucinations. Oh yeah, I want to date with a CEO. Akhil Devarakonda says, one of my recent dates went like this. Girl, so what do you do? Data engineer? That's me. Oh, he's not just me. He's me. Data engineer. I'm a data engineer. I basically organize and streamline data. Think of me as a digital Marie Kondo, but for databases. Yes, this file is corrupted. It does not spark joy. And then you throw it in the trash can. Girl says, oh, so you make data spark joy? Data engineer? That's me. Me, the data engineer. Exactly, except when it's a total mess, and then it's more like, does this data make sense? If not, it's out. Girl laughs. That sounds like a lot of work. Ever just want to delete everything and start over? Talking about suicide? Sometimes I think about it, but no.
I think my brain just committed suicide.
The date got really dark really fast. I told you I'm on one today, dude. I don't know. But me, the data engineer, responds, yeah, tempting, but I prefer to debug. It's like solving a puzzle, and nothing beats the feeling when it all clicks into place. I mentioned her place. She's gonna think about us doing it now. That's me, the data engineer that's talking. Girl asks, do you ever dream in code? It's been known to happen when I was learning Python, yes. There's also a big section of time that Tetris was in my dreams every single day. Right now, Dwarf Fortress layouts are in my dreams every single day. It's almost like dreams are correlated to the thing that you spend the most time doing, or the thing you most enjoy doing. Whatever. Me, the data engineer, says, I dream in code more than I'd like to admit. Sometimes I wake up thinking that I've just optimized the perfect data. Girl says, wow, always optimizing, huh? What about our date? How's it ranking? Me, the data engineer, I smirked and said, so far so good. I'd say we're hitting all the right metrics. No need for any A/B testing here. Oh yeah, that'll get her wet.
That'll make it throb.
Girl says, glad to hear it. Just don't go running any algorithms on me. And me, the data engineer, says, no worries, I'm all about organic connections. No artificial intelligence needed. Or organic intelligence, apparently. I mentioned an organic connection. Now she'll be thinking about our organs connecting. Oh my god, this is about the cringiest thing I ever read. You made fucking all of that up, didn't you? Or do you have a little tape recorder in your pocket so you can write this date down for LinkedIn? Really just hire a stenographer to sit at the table with you. Be like, I know some of this is going to be good for my social media profile, okay? Just write all of it down, I'll sort it out later. Okay, sir, but it's $100 an hour. That's fine, I'm paying this girl $300. Why would you go on the internet and make something like this up? He's like, oh yeah, we had a totally sexy conversation about algorithms. I mean, I guess it could work, you know, a little double entendre, could be kind of hot, but not the way you do it. You're doing it all wrong, talking about bugs and stuff like that. Now she's thinking about AIDS. You didn't consider that, did you?
Get him out of here! He's got AIDS!
Oh, Akhil, good luck. If I had a date that bad, I'd kill myself. So I'm killing myself today. I don't know what's happening. Bro's living the dream. What do you think? Colin Rutherford says, have you heard of International Bottle Night? Probably not, because my girlfriend and I invented it during a summer evening in Medellin, Colombia. We fly to another continent, put our phones away, open a bottle of wine, then cook dinner together and talk. That's it. We simply talk.
Enjoy each other's presence. What do you think? I think that it's really fucking weird that you need to fly to another continent in order to do this. Is it not protocol to put your phones away when people are enjoying a meal together? Colin really thinks he invented all of this. What do you mean you can't afford to fly to another continent? How will you ever just talk and enjoy each other's presence? Might blow your mind to know that you could do it for free. You don't need wine. You don't need to go anywhere. If that makes it more special for you or something, I guess go off. It's great you have the money to supposedly do that, but deep down in my heart, I know that this is probably just another social media lie. And I think it's sad that you can't interact with your spouse outside of bottle night. Is that part of the rules? Bottle night's the one night that Chad has to work, so she comes over and you guys drink a bottle of wine and then she shoves the bottle inside of herself on a webcam? But it's classy, because we did it in South America. Oh, God. That joke's probably too far. We're almost finished here. It's fine. This is who's throwing your resume away and expecting us to feel bad for how hard her job is. When you upload a job ad for US remote Azure DevOps engineer role and get over 400 applications in 24 hours, I've got through about 80 and only one's been suitable so far. The job market is tough, but Easy Apply is the devil. What the hell does this even have to do with anything? She just wants to advertise to the internet that she's definitely in charge of something. Hashtag girl boss. She's upper management material. Oh yeah, if that's true, why don't you manage your hair, you frump? I thought her nails were dirty, but it's just like a backwards French tip, which looks stupid and makes your nails look dirty all of the time. Pull yourself together. I don't care about your job. Ew, I threw away over 100 applications. I'm such a bad bitch. Okay, well, now go home to your over 100 cats. I mean, maybe we're getting a little mean. It's fine. It's been a weird episode. First dip into this thing, and I'm already taking the gloves off. He's absolutely raging that someone asked how he is. I got a cold call this morning, and the person started with, "Hi, Werner, how are you?" And my blood started boiling. I could feel anger rising from the surface. I told her, "You have to learn proper phone etiquette." Oh, okay. Not doing too well then, I guess. You don't call people and ask, "How are you?" You introduce yourself first. "Hello, Werner, this is so-and-so calling from such and such," and then you get on with it. And then you can ask, "How are you?" But you don't simply start by asking, "How are you?" Werner, has anybody checked you for maybe some signs of autism there? I understand you think this is how things are supposed to go, but it's not always how it goes. And sometimes we have to adapt and adjust. It's hard, it is, but I know if you practice, then you can definitely learn how, little buddy. How long have you been calling people? Is this your first day on the job? You may need some sales training, or your sales manager should be fired. And then there's another quote there. He didn't open it, so I don't know if he actually said that to the person. I guess we're just pretending that he did. I paused at this point, waiting for an answer. Silence pursued. Finally, the person on the other side spoke. "Werner, this is your son's teacher. You forgot to pack his lunch." And also, the teacher knows that kid's dad is a fucking psychopath now. Lesson learned. Don't assume every unknown number is a cold call. Wow, we're really growing and learning out here, aren't we, Werner? What a weird guy. If this interaction happened at all, which it didn't, he doesn't even have kids. He's just looking for some engagement on his post. I can't believe anything that's posted here. I can't believe that these are real people most of the time. How do you think like this? You're just soulless corporate lizard brain. Job application. NLP says legend. After weeks of consideration, we've decided to go with another candidate who's better suited to our needs at this time. It was noted during your interviews you told both our recruiter and the hiring manager that they, quote, wasted your time because they were late, and, quote, took time off of work just to hear a lowball offer, and that we should have posted the salary range in the job description. We told you that we do this so people won't apply just for the money, after which you replied, what money?
You guys are getting paid?
Thank you for your time and consideration. Sincerely. Dude, that guy is a fucking legend. I've been joking about upper management material all day, but that guy, that's definitely the guy. He don't take no guff. He's got big balls, big fucking brass balls. What money? I'm impressed. This guy, he's too smart to be kind. I struggle with the world. It seems designed for and populated by absolute morons. Yeah, why is everybody so stupid except for me? It's so hard being the smartest person ever. I went out for coffee and cake with my wife. I ordered a black coffee. The waitress, speaking in that sing-songy way that treats everyone like a child and seems to be how customer service works these days, asks me, "An Americano?" My response was to look at her with a hard expression. I had just told her with absolute clarity what I wanted. She could call it a French fucking poodle for all I cared. I don't know if you go out in public often. Given the way you act, probably not. But often when you order things at a restaurant, they will then repeat the order back to you to make sure that they have it correct. Surely you don't think that's an inconvenience to you. If you think it's an inconvenience, then surely you can admit that it's less of an inconvenience than them bringing you the wrong thing, right? Let's try and logic this one out here, friend. I think you are the morons that you were talking about. Eventually she got the hint, sort of. Do you want milk with that? Black coffee! For fuck's sake! An expression crossed her face as if I'm the asshole. It's fortunate she couldn't read my mind. Then again, I doubted she could read anything. God, I can only see half of your face, but you're looking more punchable by the second. It might be that I'm autistic. It might be that I'm a psychopath. It might be that I have an IQ equal to most people's weekly caloric intake, but it's painful being the less stupid person in most situations. You were a stupid person in this situation. He's embracing these labels like autistic and psychopath like it makes him cool and interesting and gives him excuses to violate the social contract at every turn. But what he doesn't realize is it's all a big old red flag. I'd like to think that this is hyperbole, but like there's a real name attached to it, you know? Somebody put this on their LinkedIn profile for fucking prospective employers. If I was about to hire somebody and I went and checked and read this, I'd be like, what the hell? No! And then I'd fire him through text and he'd lose his mind over it. The world says be kind. Screw all that. Be present. Be interested. Be of value. I hope she's fucking spitting your drink. I would have. It's like, what's that? Oh, it's just it's bubbles from the coffee when we pour it. It might taste a little slimy, but just drink it down. You'll love it. He doesn't think of waitstaff as people. He's just like, yeah, you're of no value to me. It's like, sir, I'm performing my assigned function in society, okay? So are you, I guess, being the fucking village idiot. Fired his brother for having a life. Perfect. This is Michael Villardo. At my brother's bachelor party in Montreal, all I could think about was The Office. You have a problem, then. Yes, I'm that obsessed with work, and I wouldn't have it any other way because the obsession that me and my team have with education is the not-so-secret sauce that powers Subject. Which might be his company, I guess? Oh yeah, it is. It's under a stupid name. What a dumb name for a company, too. Just so non-specific, post-ironic irony. Yeah, we're gonna call it business. Wow, that's the best name for a company ever, dude. Everybody will know it's a business immediately, and also have no idea what the fuck you do. I bet that this will feel relatable to a lot of builders and founders. If you don't want to do your work on the weekends, you're not truly obsessed with it.
which means you have a harder time going that extra mile required to achieve success.
What about the extra mile required to have a healthy, happy, functional family? Oh, you're not married, are you, Michael? Your brother's having a bachelor party, but you never get to experience anything like that because no women are interested in you? I just need to have this amount of cash in my bank account, and then I'll start approaching women.
Take my brother, for example. I initially hired him at Subject because he's super talented and smart, but his passions show up differently. He's a hobbyist, ready to clock out at 5 p.m. to go rock climb or skateboard, and that's just not our culture at all.
Well, call me a loosey-goosey if you need to, but I think the rock climbing skateboarding culture is a lot cooler than whatever the fuck we're doing at Subject, sitting at a desk, watching Japanese MILFs rubbing our junk through our jeans for 15 hours a day.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. I just came to clear the search history off my computer before the IT guy... he's already got it.
Boy, you're really all in on us, Akira.
It starts to chafe after a while, Michael!
I wanted my brother Daniel Villardo to be happy and successful by his definition, not ours. So he moved on from Subject, and now he's crushing it in his new career. I'm thrilled for his success.
This is all like so thinly veiled and passive aggressive.
I have to make sure that I tag him in it so he sees it.
With your own fucking family member. I'm mortified.
Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong whatsoever with pursuing hobbies or work-life balance, but his interests and work style preferences just didn't make him a great fit for our education-obsessed team. Our team loves work like it's our favorite hobby.
That sounds like a nightmare. That sounds like a corporate hellscape. Please get me out of here.
I'm cool with stating this bluntly, because we're based in a city of 10 million people. We can be honest about seeking out 20 obsessives from that 10 million and leaving the other hobbyists to enjoy their own interests. My personal barometer for culture fit is, I hope, obvious by now. You have to be truly obsessed with education to thrive at Subject. Hit us up if that's you.
This is supposed to be the flex. I fired my brother. Yeah, we need somebody that will not do anything except work. You have to live at the office, essentially. Sometimes Michael wants you to crawl under the desk because, you know, it's lonely in the office. He's got no prospects on the horizon. Look at him. This is him and his brother. His brother's the one with the stupid ears, but he still got married. Michael, clearly older, clearly somewhat stuck in life. He doesn't have a personality outside of making the numbers go up, which... I don't know, if that's what you want to do, I guess that's fine. People find purpose in different ways. I just think it's sort of sad and depressing to base your entire existence around it, which is the basis, of course, of LinkedIn lunatics. Why would you make someone jump through hoops for 13 interviews only to be like, yeah, we're not interested? I would burn the building to the ground.
Okay, but I could set the building on fire.
Taking new clients today... Jordan reviews it.
Starting a new business. Do you have a annoying boss or pretentious coworker? For the low price of $5 a month, I'll comment on their LinkedIn. That's a stupid idea every time they post something.
Actually, probably worth. Not the worst idea I've ever seen. The most important thing is that you remember to cancel your subscription once your annoying boss or coworker gets fired. Otherwise, they'll post on LinkedIn and be like, I'm looking for a new job. I had to sell my house. Someone please help me. And he's just like, yeah, that's a stupid idea.
My resume is bumping. I'm out here job hunting.
Please stop taunting me. The only solution is to buy a subscription against them. It's a self-sustaining business model. Wonderful. Next one, Reddit is aware. No, they're not. Reddit Inc. Nobody will remember your salary, how busy you were, how many hours you worked. People will remember the time your post was a screenshot and shared on r/LinkedIn Lunatics. Well, yeah, there's probably some people that thrive off of it. One of the best ways to build a social media following, make them think that you're going to say some funny shit next, and sometimes it works.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
Sometimes I'm funny over on Twitter, X, @DaytonDoes. You should follow me over there. Sometimes it's not so funny, but whatever. It'd be nice to interface with you a little bit. Next post, well, director at International Talent Partnership. I reviewed your application for our project director job, and I'm astounded that you thought you had the relevant experience as described in the advert. Please do not apply for any of our advertised vacancies. Regards. Okay, cool. Next time, I'll just lie. I think that's what people do these days. HR is at it again. Lamau Petya Petkova, HR specialist / employee branding / psychologist without a degree. So not a psychologist then. What the fuck? I'm a rocket scientist without a degree. I mean, I am a neckbeard scientist without a degree, I guess, but people don't take that one seriously. She's like actually trying to make it be a thing. What a maniac. And usually I don't rip on the profile pictures, but I don't know, she weirds me out. She's like looking off to the left into space, got her arms crossed, totally looking like a girl boss / human / horse / bird hybrid person. I don't know what's going through your head, Petya. She might not have a degree in psychology, but she can eat an apple through a picket fence. Okay. I'm done. We're moving on. Wife had to clap back at the audacity. The absolute gall.
The audacity. The unmitigated gall.
Open opportunity. Recruiter / account manager / HR generalist. Yes, we want you to do everything. We're not going to pay you enough, but please do these 5 jobs. Hey, I came across your LinkedIn profile and reaching out to see if the following would pique your interest. Recruiter, HR generalist, account manager, relationship manager. I don't know if that means something different when it's in parentheses. Please let me know if you're interested. If so, send me back an updated resume. I look forward to hearing back from you. Thanks! Wife says, I'm interested in exploring, but wanted to note that I don't have a lot of experience on the HR side with managing payroll, termination, and onboarding of employees, etc. Also, I'm targeting 120 to 130K for my next role. Do you think that's something that they'd consider? Thanks for the reply. A couple things I want to point out, and do hope you don't mind the constructive feedback. Attention to detail for this role and any role is important. Double-checking, proofreading, grammar, and correct spelling is very important. For example, you wrote, I'm interesting in exploring, and the correct way is I'm interested. Also, you wrote targeting. Correct spell is targeting. I'll be real with you, with both of those things processed correctly in my head. I don't know what I said out loud on the video, but my brain interpreted them as it was intended. Whatever, anyway. On another note, as far as you not having a lot of experience on the HR side with managing payroll, termination, onboarding of employees, etc., but you're asking for a target range of 120 to 130K, by the way, the correct format is with a capital letter K. What an asshole. What you're asking for is not even close to being possible. You asked, do you think that's something they consider? No, that's something that I would not consider for the following reasons. Given your lack of experience doesn't qualify for the salary you're asking, lack of attention to detail, misspelling, and grammar, I'm sharing this with you so you can be more prepared for the next person you chat with for a job. Good luck to you. At this point, I would just roll my eyes, thank my lucky stars that I didn't get the motherfucker anyways, and move on with my day. But not OP's wife. She sends a message back and says, Hi, Sherry. Thanks for sending over this feedback. I sent this initial response from my cell phone at 4:50 a.m. before my run, so apologies for the grammatical errors. I tried to get a couple of messages sent off before the day got away from me. I'm seeking that compensation because I have over 9 years of experience in recruiting and the HR space, and that's closer to what I'm currently making. The role that you have reached out about encompasses 3 different roles, all merged together. This first red flag that I saw, I'm like, nope, we don't do that shit. Count me out.
This shit, I'm out. No thanks.
While the $75,000 compensation might be aligned for a 3 to 5 year requirement, I have multiple years beyond that. Also, to provide you with a bit of constructive feedback as well, You have grammatical errors in your message to me as well. You forgot the am before reaching out. You also spelled interested incorrectly, and there should be a period after resume. Your feedback about my compensation ask came across as passive-aggressive. Perhaps you should have considered that I'd inquire about a higher range since the role you're reaching out about is targeting 3 to 5 years of experience, 4 less than what I currently have. And the job posting mentioned starts at $75K. Yes, starts at. There's room for negotiation, but $50K, that's a hell of a negotiation. To me, this seems like a stupid little slap fight where both women end up walking away going, I got that bitch so good. Okay, cool, you won. Can we move on now? You're the only one keeping score, and you're not even doing it accurately. That goes for everybody here. Also, please screenshot. Why are we taking pictures of the computer screen? I have 9 years of experience. I'm a professional that takes pictures of the computer screen. I mean, to come after OP's wife. It's fine. I'll leave you alone forever now. Let me alienate myself from my potential employers. That's what this whole YouTube channel's for. Hey, this is Larry, and he's open to work for good pay and benefits. Employer must be willing to hire a white man. DEI BS will not be tolerated by me. Leftist companies need not respond. Boy, really putting your best foot forward, aren't you there? Yeah, I don't think we're gonna need your services. Can you imagine sitting down to do an interview with Larry? So what have you accomplished in your life? Well, I'm a white man. Yeah.
Wait a minute. I'm white.
Outside of that, what have you contributed to society? Oh, nothing. So we gotta move on. Home sweet home. Ken Chang. He was in our last video. He's one of those LinkedIn shit posters, is he? See? There's some people out there that get off on being posted in r/LinkedIn lunatics. I see you, Ken. Second episode in, I see what's happening here. An employee asked me if he can work from home, and here's what I said. Yes, absolutely. I'm so glad you suggested this because you're wasting time on your commute. You could start right now. He was elated and started packing things up to leave. I asked him, where are you going? And he said, you said I could work from home. And that's when I told him to come with me to the 14th floor. I led him to a converted storage closet with a single bed and a sink. This was his new home. Sorry, but you live here now. Your verbal contract is binding. Also, I'll be expecting your $750 rent payment at the end of the month. Never, ever ask me if you can work from home. My wife and children, Mr. Chang, they miss me. Well, then you tell him to come visit, but no visitors after 5. This is a real-life nightmare scenario that totally happened for real. Okay, next post. Trying to sleep while this lunatic wants to network. Co-founder of Safari. What you see, $100 a night hotel in Singapore. What I see, a prime networking opportunity. We are not the same. Yeah. And thank God for that. You're like, let's talk about working things. And I'm like, how about we don't? Most people probably would humor him, but if you come at me like that, you're fucking with the wrong one. I tell you to your face, I don't want any of the bullshit you're selling. Me and my wife are trying to have a nice time in this weird open-air hotel. And he's like, can I watch? And then we pull out the old ReddX bread crowbar.
Get the hell out of here and stay out, you pervert!
There's also a pink version, of course, for the ladies. The missus carries one everywhere. I guess what I'm really trying to say here is, you don't know who you're talking to, so fucking mind your own. Thanks, I appreciate it. What else we got here? Absurd. This is Marco Brown protecting you by removing your fear about divorce and helping you maximize it. Yeah, just preying on the remains of what you and your wife built together. Of all the lawyers, I think I have the least respect for divorce lawyers.
Pay up and you're on your way to getting rid of that vermin you call a spouse. We're here to help.
Dear law student, hint to get hired as an attorney. I interviewed an attorney last week. Great interview. I delayed offering a second interview to see if he would send a post-interview thank you email. He sent the email. I responded, and we're getting together again soon. Post-interview thank you emails are essential. Why should employers invest in interviewing you or hiring you if you don't bother investing time to send a simple thank you?
That's not what I do. I send an email that is reminding you to thank me for my time. Since, you're going to be exploiting my time and labor for something as nebulous and meaningless as a simple fistful of dollars. No, thank you. I think I'm good, Marco. What this is really about is placating his own ego. He's like, yeah, I'm the big boss. You gotta send me emails. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send you a link that says it's to a $500 Amazon thank you gift card, and really it just links to Goatsay. That's the impression that I want to leave you with. Now you think of that. I might not have a job, but I think we know who wins in this exchange. A way to further your brand by calling job applicants idiots and losers. Seems to be about the standard for LinkedIn. Sold a service company for 7 figures, self-storage operator, the 1.9 million square blah blah blah. Ask job applicants to film a 1-minute video introducing themselves. Most folks will be too lazy to do it. The losers will be afraid to do it. The entitled idiots will get mad you ask for extra work and pay them to do it. You're left with the top 5%. Yeah, that's what you think. And then you get a motherfucker like me in there that's gonna make the silliest, most insane, rambling 1-minute video you've ever seen. And they'll stretch it into 50 minutes. And we'll monetize it with AdSense. And yeah, I don't need your job after all. Hey, isn't that neat? I can do things my way, and it all worked out. I'm so glad I don't have to be a tool like this guy. Thank you guys so much for making that possible. Have you signed up on Patreon or YouTube memberships, by the way? Because that is one of the big ways that we sustain ourselves around here. I'd appreciate it if you did. If you can't afford it, I mean, I understand. On with the video. Legend. What winning an Olympic gold medal taught me about B2B SaaS sales efficiency. One of the Team USA rowers who won a gold medal is an investment banker and actually did the B2B SaaS sales joke on LinkedIn. Legend. I mean, as long as he's just doing a little trolling, I don't really see a problem with it. Kind of funny. Like, oh, hey, ha ha ha, he did the meme. But it really only works once, so good luck keeping your new followers engaged, and we'll move on. Delusional interviewer. I think most of them are. It's the weird feeling of secret power. Sopei Yuan Jins, who's a software engineer intern at John Deere, says, shout out to Trade Terminal for giving me the worst interview experience for the quant developer intern position, 4th round with interviewer Yao Meng. Oh damn, he plays some mean b-ball. You should one-on-one him. From the start, I began my self-introduction, and he interrupted me to mock my experience as a software engineer at John Deere, expressing disbelief that a tractor company would even need software services. I mean, it's about that point that you know for sure the interviewer's an idiot. Basically everything these days uses software in some way. When I started discussing the project I worked on at John Deere, he repeatedly interrupted with questions like, why don't you use this? Or, why don't you use that? I explained that our choices were based on the company's specific needs and requirements. He then belittled me for not thinking big for the company and boasted that, as an intern, he once persuaded his manager to quit and join him in a crypto venture. Yeah, neat. I guess timing was sort of integral for that thing. What he means to say is we rug pulled 3 million market cap from day traders. The interview, which only lasted 7 minutes, ended with him humiliating me by saying, I'm a billionaire because I think big, but look at you. You've accomplished nothing. I don't care if he's 8 feet tall. You gotta punch Yao Ming in the nose. Next time I see him, I'm gonna do it. I'm not posting this to vent about my feelings, but to raise awareness of the unprofessional and demeaning behavior that can occur during interviews. No candidate should have to endure this kind of treatment, regardless of their background or the companies they've worked for. Interviews should be a respectful and constructive dialogue where both parties can engage meaningfully. I hope that by sharing this, others feel empowered to speak up about their experiences, and that companies take responsibility to ensure their interview processes are fair, respectful, and professional. Damn, Payuan actually kind of hit it out of the park. The interviewer might have been pushing on him just to see if he would push back or break or whatever happened, but yeah, it's not a professional environment. It's not conducive to employee mental health. Just before you leave the interview office, you should have looked back in at him and said, you might be a billionaire, but that doesn't make you a good person. Just let him sit with that one for a while. Being a billionaire usually has the opposite effect, as a matter of fact. Do you know how many people you need to exploit to be a billionaire? I mean, I love capitalism, but let's not pretend like actual free market capitalism is what's happening currently. The government has a stranglehold on basically every company out there. Now I sound like those delusional communists like, real communism hasn't been tried yet. Okay, well, real capitalism has, and it worked. Maybe a spicy take, but I don't give a fuck anymore. It definitely generates some engagement in the comments. Not that I'm actually going to engage with any of it. That's fun. You guys are fun. Wake up, honey. New Pick Me just dropped. This is Kamal Dixon. Oh, I'm not Dixon that. Don't you accuse me. Founder of Classy Women, 1.1 million on Instagram. Yeah, people seek validation in different ways, don't you know? Kamal says, once a man hits 25, nobody cares about his potential anymore. He either has the results to show, or he doesn't. What? I didn't make it till I was 30-something, like, so fucking what? You're gonna be a forever alone cat lady because you're looking for something that's already pre-built. Kamal's not willing to put in the time, and that's why she's gonna grow up to be a great big cat lady.
Doing great, Meg. Yeah, I feel good. Like I belong here. Will I get used to
You'll get used to the smell, yes.
You think that 25-year-old millionaire guy doesn't already have a girlfriend? One that looks better than you? One that fucks harder than you? You don't stand a chance. I'm not saying it to be mean. I'm saying it because you should be willing to build something with another person. Or, alternatively, die alone with 1 million Instagram followers. I mean, it is your call, after all. I can't live your life for you. When I got together with my wife, I didn't have dick. I mean, I did have... That was basically all I had, as a matter of fact. But we built it together, dude. That's why we're inseparable. I don't feel the need to hide money away or have a secret account where this is my money and that's your money. Because, yeah, we made it all together. Kamal, the type of bitch that would write me off at 25, even though I'm working a 40-hour desk job trying to do my best. Was there wasted potential there? Yeah, absolutely. A lot of it. But at a certain age, something just woke up inside, you know? As a matter of fact, it didn't just wake up. My wife is the one that woke it up. And it's gone swimmingly. Feels much better than 1 million Instagram followers and, you know, a set of fish eyes from looking at Instagram all day. Her eyes are like that because she scrolls on 2 separate screens at the same time.
Time heals all things, except these crazy eyes.
Fuck, I said I wasn't going to be mean. Okay. I do want to ask you one more question, though. How old are you? Are you older than 25? You heard about the wall, didn't you? And you got real sad about it, so you decided to attack the other gender. I see how it is. Hopefully someday you find a Dixit that can fix it. You're fun. You guys are fun. I don't know why we don't come in here more often. Any neggies or pausies? We are adults, not children, hun. This is Katie Nightingale, your fresh princess. Like with a quotation around the SS? What is that? What does that mean? What an odd thing to do. Of VA Flair, tick. What a week. Negatives. Boo, you whore. Car broke down. Big bill. Ugh. 2 lots of crappy news. Nearly got off by a stomach bug. Not even kidding. I saw the white light. Positives, slay bitches. It's Friday. I just bagged a new client. They're so cool. They sent me a video asking me to be their VA. Made some incredible new strategies for myself and a client. Hands up emoji. What have been your neggies and pausies this week? No neggies for me. Only pausies around here. Because of new ReddX brand Super AIDS.
He's got AIDS.
Now available in a convenient necklace format. We're gonna put it up on Fourth Wall. It's not there yet though. Unless you're seeing this video like a couple weeks down the road, then maybe it is. We've got the stuff on order is what I'm saying. And then I gotta ship it stateside, whatever, you don't care. That's just a whole bunch of neggies, isn't it? The cross-eyed photo of Katie, oh my god, you just give off such burnt-out millennial vibes. Scrolled on Ike and has cheeseburger until your SSI stare glazed over and your brain cells just started to off themselves one by one. That's what's happening here, isn't it, Katie? You can't see anything beyond yourself. All of your things are 100% about you. The truth is, you don't give a shit about my week just as much as I don't give a shit about yours, but I'm gonna tell you about it anyway. Some pausies that we did. We were in around the 40 houses in the Ita village and installed solar lights. People that have lived without lights for basically their entire life. So yeah, that's a good pausie, but a neggy about that was a bunch of politicians showed up and tried to show their face while we were handing out free stuff, essentially using my community and platform for their own shitty promotion. So you know what I did the next day? I kicked them all out. I said, your help is no longer needed. We're gonna do it ourselves. Thereby, we turned a neggy into a pausie. Isn't that cool how that works? And isn't that cool how everything I said involved people outside of myself? Get it through your head that nobody cares about what you're going through, because guess what? We're all going through it. So get out of my face, you broke bitch. I crossed my eyes, aren't I wacky? Yeah, sure, I guess that counts for a personality these days. It's brutal out there. Patty Jobsman says 0.2 seconds after logging into LinkedIn. And then it's a guy throwing up everywhere at the Paris Olympics. That's what happens if you run too much, you know? That's why, me personally, I run as little as possible. I don't like throwing up. I'm trying to keep myself safe out here. Dot. David's really big on LinkedIn. I just shat my pants. A complete blowout. Most would consider this a huge embarrassment and a major setback. I see it as an opportunity for growth. I'm vulnerable with my colleagues, and that strengthens our bond. I'm no longer afraid of asking for help. Would someone pass the butter? Please leave. Yes, I shit my pants in the middle of your living room, but what can we learn about B2B business strategy from this from this situation? I like webcomics. We should do like a whole webcomics episode, just sitting down and reading Perry Bible Fellowship, you know? We can see how it goes. This poster says, imagine bragging about rejecting an offer. Someone put the offers they rejected on their LinkedIn. University of Cambridge, rejected. Harvard University, oh yes. And I went there for 1 whole year. Wow, that's super impressive. Awesome. Really, he just went to Harvard to meet his Canadian girlfriend that totally exists. Then he got his totally real degree and had some totally real kids with a totally real white picket fence. At least, you know, in theory, that's what people think when they look at my LinkedIn profile, and that's one of the most important things. Let me teach you what getting called out on r/LinkedIn Lunatics can teach you about B2B business strategy. See, now I'm doing the meme too. It's not funny the second time. Okay, carrying on. If LinkedIn were a person...
Yeah, we offer to freeze our female employees' eggs. I think every company should be doing this.
I completely agree. And I think
we even offer it to the men with their sperm. And the best part is, at the end of the quarter, I take the top-performing male sperm and the top-performing female's egg and breed them. 12 years later, we'll onboard that child whether it likes it or not. Some people think this is dumb, but
it's the dumbest idea I've ever heard in my life.
Those people are the dumbest people on earth, Joe. Well, you're busy recruiting employees. I'm growing them in my basement. Have fun poking around on Indeed, you f***ing knuckle dragger.
I don't know if he's trolling, but I really hope that he is. If he is, that's like the funniest thing I've ever seen. Joe Rogan is so unsettled by the entire thing. He called him a knuckle drag into his face, and Joe is just like, Joe not know how respond. Is it just an excerpt from a larger joke that I'm not getting? I don't know. Either way, I love it. It's perfect. Never change, you basement-dwelling, glasses-wearing breedmonger. We'll move on to 2 LinkedIn users talking about their jobs. Oh, we got some video ones today. That's nice.
Right, so what do you do for a living?
Oh, yeah, so pretty much I'm like the director of facility sanitation.
Garbage man!
I engineer the sterility of multiple organizations, so yeah.
Oh, cool. Did you say director engineer?
Yeah, something like that. What do you do, though?
Well, I just work in guest relations for a multi-billion-dollar culinary collective specializing in vehicular coordination.
Oh, what the heck? That sounds so fancy. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, essentially it's this. You can talk your job up in real life as much as you want, but you're the one that has to live it. You know what I say when people ask me about my job? I'd rather not talk about it. That's not something I wish to discuss. Because you're really not interested in the analytics and the back end and the growth strategies of YouTube. All it really is an opportunity to ask about how much I make. And again, I'm really not comfortable talking about it. If this is all you guys had to relate on, the fact that you both have jobs, it's dead in the water anyways. Why even continue on? Whatever. I know it's a stupid fucking skit. But here's what stupid fucking skits can teach us about real life and B2B business strategy. I don't think the joke is coming back around. I think it really is dead. A single episode, less than 30 minutes, and I killed it stone dead. To that I say good. Let it lie. Here's an update to a post we haven't seen yet, I guess. So I went and found that post so we can do it in the correct order. So cameras on, people! This guy can only think of one metric for employee success, and that is attendance. Banana pants! What? Banana pants? I want everybody to meet James Lee. He's a cold calling enthusiast. Talk to me about IT services. Yeah, pretty sure I'd rather castrate myself with a piece of dental floss, but good to meet ya. I have one rule for our staff that work from home. They must have their webcams on, with their microphones unmuted for their full shift. It's the only realistic way that we can track their toilet breaks, make sure they're not spending their working time watching adult movies, make sure they're not bitching about my management style to their other halves or family dogs. Okay. 3 is the one that, yeah, you realize it's satire. The scariest thing is a lot of people don't. The best satire is indistinguishable from reality. If they don't like the rules, they're free to work from the office. Give your employees options. Then, let them decide what they want to do. I would come up with an elaborate pulley system for my erector set to animate a cardboard cutout in front of the webcam. And you guys paid me to do it, is the crazy part. The last copywriting job that I had right before YouTube took off wanted me to install one of those time tracking softwares. And yeah, I quit immediately as they brought it up. I was like, you know what? I take my chances on YouTube. Whatever happens with it, we're going to be fine. But I don't want to do that shit. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this guy's a troll. Let's see the update post. It was never my intention to make it onto the famous Lunatic thread. See, he knows what he's doing. I had a few messages this morning pointing out my post yesterday had made the cut. What I didn't know about this Lunatic sub-thread is that there are so many crayon-eating nutjobs that still live in their mom's basement out there. The most ironic thing about the sub-thread is the name LinkedIn Lunatics, when the sub-thread itself is full of them. Anyway, I've heard what y'all think, and immediate effect, banned all work from home. As if James is in charge of anything. But he is stirring the pot, and I do admire that. Basically, every single social media that you enjoy these days is built on engagement. Doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. You will reward these people for their shit posting. And indeed, it seems the prophecy has come to fruition. So we'll move on. Smirk emoji. Little personal update. I put a baby in my baby. Ew. Ew. What? Ew.
No, all right. I know that sounds bad.
That's all I have to say. Get away from me. Kim Jong-un on LinkedIn. What? It's not. It's Nick Broakima getting you inbound leads through content design. The perks of running a solo business. 1. No layoffs. Employee of the month. It's me, Nick Broakima. And I was also the employee of the month for the previous 6 months. Yeah, well, like I said, people find their validation in a lot of different ways. To me, this seems really self-centric and ego-driven, but maybe it's just a funny haha joke. Maybe Nick's in on the joke. It's still a really weird joke to make. You want to know the real reason that you only have one employee, Nick? It's either A, nobody wants to work for you, B, you have an unsustainable business model, or C, all of the above. I know where my money is. This OP says, just express yourself. Thanks for helping me process the dark times in my past. I want to share my feelings with the world, but I'm not an artist or poet. Psychologist says, just express yourself in whatever way you're most comfortable. Bradley Buford, VP of Sales. I went through deep emotional trauma. Here's what it taught me about B2B sales. Hey, it's slightly funny again. I was the youngest of 4. My mother never paid attention to me. That taught me that clients blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's not bad. Every comedian in the world, every funny person you know, that's them. Expressing their trauma in the way they feel most comfortable. And if they're lucky enough, monetizing it for thousands. Oh, thank you so much for being here, for real. I'm just so grateful for you guys today. Might have just been me seeing the smiles of the natives over the past few days while we're putting up lights in their house. Like, it's hard work. I've been running on about 3 to 5 hours of sleep for the past 3 days, but it feels good. It feels really good. Also taught me about B2B sales. Oh, look, the joke's dead again. And I killed it. This OP says this CEO must be a joy to work with. It's Austin Belcack. Have you perchance met his brother, Barry McCockiner? He says, Starbucks' new CEO will be super commuting to work via private jet, paid for by the company. I mean, it seems extreme and wasteful, but it's what Taylor Swift does when she needs a glass of water in the middle of the night, so who am I to speak on it, really? And Austin has also attached a meme that says, so, you agree that your employer should pay for your commute? Yeah, why not? And also pay me for the time that I am commuting. You've never seen work from home gain popularity faster. Chris Abbas says, there's a simple rule. Supply versus demand. The number of people who could do that job and have had a similar track record is incredibly limited. Hence, there's a high demand for his skill set, and companies are willing to pay a premium to acquire it. Similar to a top-tier football or basketball player. People should stop complaining and focus on building something worthy of this level of demand. Oh, is that what you're doing, Chris? How's that going for you, huh? I mean, I tell fart jokes on YouTube, and I had somebody offering to fly me to Germany for a temporary contract. You know what I said? No, obviously. I adore time with my family much more than something as paltry as money. Y'all motherfuckers need to get your priorities straight. That's all I'm saying. Here's a post about a strategic partnership. Maury Chowaiki, it doesn't matter. Business partners with Damon John and Paris Hilton, seasoned executive. And he says, not a business update, but a huge strategic partnership one. Climbed 2,000 feet up a mountain in 105-degree weather, and this happened. She said yes. And her boyfriend is the one taking the picture. You guys got a really weird thing going on, but as long as it works for you, who am I to say? Does your future wife know that the marriage is a strategic partnership and not a marriage? There is a legal contract involved. I'm sure you'll definitely succeed in making that woman exceedingly miserable. Moving on. CEO seduced wife continuation. And it is a continuation from this post where Ethan Evans says, a CEO that I worked for seduced my wife in direct retaliation for my pushback on him at work. He won. I got divorced and left the company. When I say I truly understand how some executive teams can be political snake pits, I trust you'll believe me. Learn from my pain. Do the following. 1. When you have a good manager, lean in and take advantage of it. Yeah, that's what good people do. Good people always take advantage of others. 2. Spot the snakes. 3. Do excellent work, even for nasty leaders. 4. Don't confront the snakes directly. 5. Don't become a snake. Yeah, how about 6? Work on your relationship with your wife. Stop focusing on work so fucking much. Yeah, the bank account's big. Hey, that's great. Unfortunately, your marriage is emotionally bankrupt. When's the last time you went on a date with all that money that you're stacking up there, Ethan? CEO banged my wife. This is what taught me about B2B business strategy. Man, that is sad. Maybe the CEO did come after your wife for some sort of nefarious reason, but your wife is the one that agreed to it all. Takes 2 to tango there, buddy. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be my wife. She'd come and tell me, and then we'll go beat that guy to death with his and hers ReddX brand crowbars. So the follow-up post is our good friend Oie Bogdon, Naruto avatar on LinkedIn, founder at Stealth, Caffeine King at VAE, Hokage at the Leaf Village. It's not Hokage, as I learned. But Oie says, after getting spammed with DMs, I have no choice but to respond. Yes, I am the CEO that he called out. No, I did not seduce Ethan's wife in retaliation for pushback. The truth is that Ethan refused to work during his trip to Hawaii. Yeah, they're called vacation days for a reason, fuck out. I made it clear that vacations do not mean that we stop working. Okay, but that is exactly what it means. How much of LinkedIn is just a shitpost farm? I don't understand anymore. I came in believing all these were real, and now I'm sort of feeling like I'm being gaslit every which way. Vacation simply means you don't come to the office. We have rules, and you broke them. No excuses. And before anyone accuses me of being immoral, I did not seduce Carolyn. She came on to me. See? It starts in the home, Ethan. You'd love to blame Oie for all your problems, but no, he's just the catalyst. The most convenient opportunity she saw to GTFO. And so she did. And she took half your stuff. Hey! I guess even at however the fuck old you are, there's always something we can learn about B2B marketing. It's just overdone the joke now. It's only still funny to me because of how not funny it is. Here's another one. Recruiter no-showed an interview and then got upset when called out. Dude, fuck yeah, take him to task. OP says, hello there. Please let me know if it's acceptable in Amazon to ghost candidates or if it's your own personal apology to not apologize for skipping interviews. Looking forward to your response. I mean, I don't know much about working normal people jobs, but do you really want to work at Amazon, OP? They make you wear a little tracking bracelet and shit. They're tracking your car. Ugh. Be out there working in the hot sun all day and have to worry about getting fired for pulling over to a gas station to go buy an Arizona iced tea? Fuck that! Can't do it. You dodged a bullet is what I'm saying. But the recruiter does respond and says, okay, I understand your slight frustration in my unresponsiveness. I had some personal family business to attend to that took me away from my work-related business. Yeah, so sorry that happened. Also, I don't give a fuck about your personal business. Let me know in advance. Reschedule the interview. How are you just dropping the ball everywhere? I mean, I guess it is Amazon, and you sort of get what you pay for. That's why they got to do the tracking chip behind the ear in your brain thing. I mean, they're not doing it right now. Right now, it's just bracelets. But you give it another 10 years, and there's going to be something in your brain. You want to get hired here? You got to memorize your barcode number. In regards to your candidacy, no, it's never my intent to ghost any candidate I work with. As a matter of fact, I'm known for being a true hands-on recruiter who over-communicates with those candidates that he works with. Hands-on recruiter sort of throws up red flag. You're a micromanager is what you mean. Either that or you're running that casting couch website that all the coon brains seem obsessed with.
Now, since I'm holding the camera, I'm going to need some help with my belt buckle.
With all that said, unfortunately, I cannot move forward in the process with you, as the position requires a minimum of 3 years of industry experience, and the hiring managers are firm on that requirement. You just come short of that experience. I should have caught that when I reviewed your resume, so that was my oversight. Yes, you seem to make a lot of oversights. You're not very good at your fucking job, are you? How about I come in there and take it, you do-nothing, you nobody, you mush for brains? Who's your supervisor? Let me talk to them. They're probably pretty interested in the bullshit that you're pulling around here. I do wish you well in your career endeavors, and please don't let my slow response hinder you from working with other industry recruiters, as we are here to help change people's lives and not ghost. All the best. Yeah, wish I could say the same to you. I hope you die in a fucking tire fire. You've wasted my time, you're an incompetent mess, and you clearly don't respect the people that you're assigned to oversee. You don't deserve that job. Give it to OP. Give it to OP. They'll do a much better job, I'm sure. Basically, a fucking monkey could do a better job than this guy. Sorry, I missed our interview. I was eating bananas. It's like on the same level as personal business. I don't give a shit. We scheduled a time. You show up. Whew. OP wants to have the last word and says, thank you for your response. I wish I could have received one before sending that message. I appreciate your attentiveness despite your lapse in reading my resume and your communication. Additionally, I do have 3 years of industry experience. Best, OP. Nah, you gotta go in a little bit harder than that. I would have burned this bridge to charcoal. Everything that I said out loud, I would have put into the email. I want nothing more than to see this lazy corporate do-nothing who shuffles the blame off onto everybody else get burned at the stake. Just the worst type of person. The type of person that has made every job that I've worked at previously absolutely miserable. So good. Fuck them. You dodged the bullet, OP. just thank your lucky stars. Again, this post is titled, Ouch. I'm very happy and proud to announce that I've been promoted to partner at D-Lo-It starting June 1st, as I'm currently on maternity leave. Oh boy, it's the wrong voice. This shows that D-Lo-It is walking the talk when putting diversity on the agenda and insisting that small children does not limit your chances for a career in leadership. I will now enjoy the remainder of my leave and focus fully on my little daughter. And then I'm excited for the new challenges that await me in my new role when I return to the office in September. Hashtag D-Lo-It, hashtag impact that matters. And then somebody comes in and says, no one cares, which is funny. But anytime you mention putting diversity on the agenda these days, there's going to be a section of people that are very, very apt to disagree with you. Or maybe somebody just subscribed to that first guy who does the $5 a month, like that's a stupid idea thing. They got the $10 package where it's like more of a customized response. I think that's good. I like to see small businesses flourishing. Yeah, we're moving on. This guy belongs here. This is Sonal Dobral. They tried to censor his name, but not very hard. He's an award-winning creative consultant / who cares. This is for my younger friends who are just starting out or about to begin their career. Don't at all worry about working for peanuts, as long as you're gaining valuable lessons in a great place. Remember, as long as you stay hungry, even the peanuts with a bit of salt taste amazing. Embrace and enjoy the journey. Come here. Come here, you smug son of a bitch. Come here. Let me tell you something. I ate peanuts for long enough. Now I deserve a fucking steak. You're encouraging people to not realize their own self-worth. And that's horrible. Hey, pores! If you're starving, then even literal shit will taste great. Let them eat cake. There's still room on the bonfire. Is that what you want? And once he's all done and cooked, I don't even want to eat the rich. It tastes like soy and adrenochrome. That's just a joke. Don't worry. Nobody's gonna come to your house in the middle of the night in a black van and wrap you up with a pillowcase around your head and take you out into the woods. That's crazy. Who would do that? That's crazy. Anyway, sleep well. OP says, epic and so true. And that's Palmyra Powlick responding to Jennifer Stojkovic, who told this epic and so true story. Some strange man just leaned over at the coffee shop to talk to me. I was sitting outside and crunching some numbers for our joyful VC portfolio. He was sitting with his friends enjoying coffee for a few hours as I worked. Hours drinking coffee? Do you people not have fucking jobs? Him and his friends were all in their 60s and looking gleefully retired. He says to me, "Hey, is that your car?" and points to my car, a yellow electric Mustang. And I say, "Yes." And he says, "Wow, you're awfully young. What do you do?" And I respond back, "I'm a venture capitalist." And he responds, "Huh? Oh, what's that?" Oh, please, like a 6-year-old man's not gonna know what venture capital is. How do you think he didn't get his retirement fund from laying brick, okay? Stupid fucking made-up story. It's not epic! It's not true either, but it's certainly not epic. His friend leans over and goes, "It means she's a boss and manages millions of dollars." And I nod. Then he leans back over. He looks at me and says, "Well, I'm proud of you." Yeah, and then fucking she got a tear in her eye because that's something that her dad never told her. And that, my friends, is how you should talk to a woman in public. Eyes emoji. Follow Jennifer Stojkovic for more content like this. Hashtag CEO. Hashtag motivation. Bitch ain't even at a start. What'd she say? Coffee shop. It's not a coffee. It's a Jersey Mike's. Oh, I'm just working on my venture capital folder. These guys must think I'm so hot. This whole stupid story you made up in your head. And then you got people boosting it like, "Oh yeah, that seems totally true to me. I had a similar thing happen for reals." Nobody believes any of this, okay? You're either lying to make yourself look good or lying to troll people. That seems to be, basically what LinkedIn is in less than a sentence. I can't be surprised by anything here anymore. But we'll let this next poster try. He says, "Total masculinity." This is George Hayworth, elevating masculine leadership. 10 plus years Army officer, combat veteran, forging lead, blah, blah, blah. This account exists to teach you how to become a masculine leader. I'm a combat veteran and leader of men. I forged warriors for battle and mastered the art of leadership. Now I'm a devoted husband and father who forges men for leadership in marriage, in fatherhood, and in business. If you want to learn the secrets of authentic masculinity, the warrior mindset, and the tools required to a strong, confident, respected leader, follow me on X. Yeah, so I can sell you some made-up bullshit. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not impressed, sir. You might be an officer, but you seem like a dum-dum to me. Hell of a resume you got there. I shot at some people and cummed in a lady. Oh, cool, yeah. I definitely want to follow the same path. What a maroon. I'm tempted to type all that shit out and go to his LinkedIn and see what the course he's offering is, but I don't care enough. I just don't care enough. I need this to be far more incendiary. What did being in a combat zone teach you about B2B marketing? I think that's what we're going to title this episode. Let me teach you about B2B marketing. This one says, classic interview process in this market. Tech industry, Apple's shittiest interview experience. Had me to do 13 one-hour each interviews. I flew out to Cupertino. Recruiter or the hiring manager couldn't even tell me what I could improve. All I got was, you did really well and the team loved you, but we're not proceeding. That is how hiring goes. It's not who you know, it's who you blow. They just draw names out of a hat, or they're like, I don't know, they've already got a cousin that works here, let's hire them. Why would you make someone jump through hoops for 13 interviews only to be like, yeah, we're not interested? I would burn the building to the ground.
Okay, but I could set the building on fire.
Here's another post that makes me want to light a fire. It says no title because I'm not sure how to feel. Scott Jeffrey Miller, 8-time best-selling author, host of the world's largest weekly leadership podcast, former Who Cares? He says, hey, Thatcher, forget that other 9th grade girl. You should take this hottie to homecoming tonight. Pretty sure that's Thatcher's mom. Don't do it. It's better to go alone, Thatcher. Don't you have a group of friends or something? I mean, I know you can't really invite anybody over because your parents are fucking weird, but you should be able to make some connections like at school. You just go to their house to hang out. Never invite them home. Never, ever. They will make fun of you for the rest of your high school career. And here you are, hand delivering it to them, Thatcher. Don't do it. Please. I beg of you. I mean, Thatcher probably does already have a date lined up. Scott just wanted to post a picture of his wife. Hey, everybody, isn't this some smoking hot stuff that I got here? And I'm like, yeah, bro, I love girls that look like they had their head photoshopped on. It's just like the wrong width for their neck. SSRI stare. Nothing turns my crank faster. Let me tell you. Come on, I'm just razzing ya. Just a little razzing between friends, eh, Scott? Although she does look like she's had some work done, trying to keep up appearances, you know. It's either that or those bags under her eyes. She's like a POW that's just seen some shit, you know. Being married to Scott must be literal hell. But that's all speculation, of course. Maybe he's a real nice guy. See? You just play both sides like that and you can't go wrong. We'll move on. I'm a generous god. Oh my god, is this the hot dog man? Jerry-een? Is that you? Somehow I imagined your nipples to be far more elongated. Not that I imagine them often, it's just the one time. When Sandra has had a long day or week, I help out in the kitchen out of respect for myself and her. Oh yeah, look at me, putting the bowl in the dishwasher. Really making the ultimate sacrifice around here. Hey, come in here and take a picture of this. I need to post it on my story page. Nobody cares. Literally nobody cares. This is simply a demonstration of how futile and empty your life is. And for God's sake, go put some fucking clothes on. Thank you. Oh, that's 2 bowls that he's putting in there, by the way. That's twice as generous as I thought he was being. Friend-zoned. Warning, brutal. Oh, that's exactly what we like around here. This is Ethan. I met Ethan through LinkedIn. He called me on a Sunday at 6 p.m. to make sure I was okay. Weird. He's one of the realest ones. Who else called me to check in? Not many. More than one. Who's fucking checking on you? Nobody checks on me. Well, there's one person that checks on me. If a video doesn't go up, they're like, hey boss, we doing the thing? But even then, it's less about me. It's more about delivering the thing that people are waiting for. Like, existence for the average male is very lonely. Trust me, I was there for a long time. She's like, oh yeah, like only 5 people checked in on me for no reason. It's because they want to fuck you. I don't know how many other ways I could say it. Again, I met him through LinkedIn. The hashtag power of this platform is immense, not only for finding hashtag leads or generating an income, but for finding true hashtag connections and people who think the same way. Somehow I do think he's got something different on his mind, but okay, go off, I guess. I now consider Ethan a close friend, along with a couple other creators. LinkedIn, keep doing your thing. What a miserable existence. We just pretend like we're friends so we can be within orbit of each other, talk about business ideas that'll never fucking come to fruition because we're in 2 different industries. But yeah, whatever makes you feel special, you know? Like I said, people find validation in different ways. I'm glad that you've made this connection, and I'm sure that it's legitimate and will last for a very long time. What? It's gonna be fine. Totally. Quit posting remote jobs that aren't remote. No, for real? Amen. On God? Amen. Don't let them know that you're in the Philippines either, because they're going to try and pay you like 20% of what they'd pay somebody stateside. Anyway, environment, health and safety manager. Remote, full-time, mid-senior level. About the job. This is an on-site role at Mountain Lake, Minnesota. No remote. Okay, so the person setting this up clearly didn't know what the fuck they were doing. How do all these incompetent people get hired? Is it just like you get a job and no matter how shit you are at it, you just do it until you die? Because that's not been my experience. I've hopped from job to job. I don't think I've stayed at one place for more than like 5 years. And that's because most of the jobs that I tried, I was complete dog shit at, or at least incompatible with. And at a certain point, you need to take that realization upon yourself and look for something better. But I think a lot of people do just settle. They're like, yeah, I don't know how to make a posting on this thing. It's probably fine. However I did it, yeah, that's great. I guess it's a good test to see if they, actually read the ad, but there's got to be easier ways to go about it. Anyway, had us in the first half, not gonna lie. This is Muhammad El Sayed. He's original sales manager, B2B. He says, a 3-pound ice latte a day is 15 pounds a week, 60 pounds a month, 720 pounds a year. After 10 years, that's 7,200 pounds, which is still nowhere near enough to put a down payment on a house, so enjoy your espresso in peace. Actually pretty base, Mohammed. I've got my little fund for like Red Bull and cigarettes and shit. It's just the cost of doing business. These are the things that I need to enjoy myself throughout the day, so I'm going to buy them. And somehow, even while buying them, I was able to purchase a house for myself and my family. Let me share with you what I learned about B2B marketing by moving to the Philippines. All right, I think we're done here. Dinner with Jay-Z of 500K. I'm white, so probably Jay-Z wouldn't like me immediately.
I'm white. Don't you ignore me. This is a perfectly good moment to throw your life away.
This OP says that's not a 100% valid question. Because this lady said, does your lawyer work out, eat healthy, abstain from smoking, drink? Go ahead and ask. That's a 100% valid question. If your lawyer refuses to answer, that tells you all you need to know. When you hire a lawyer, you're choosing someone to represent you through some of your most difficult days and decisions. Our trials go past midnight and prep work happens on nights and holidays and weekends, and you're entitled to know whether your lawyer is likely to run out of steam midway through a trial. You're entitled to know whether your lawyer has healthy habits which would assist them in handling stress. The stats on lawyers and their physical and mental health are abysmal. If clients start demanding it, things will change. That's right, I only want a lawyer who does yoga, eats an all-vegan diet, shows up to court in spandex. Yeah, I don't think any of what you said is a valid question. I can tell everything that I need to know just by looking at you, and you ain't gonna do it for me. You need to get me a Scotch-fueled Johnny Cochran lookalike, and that's my lawyer forever. I don't care if he's good or not. Appearances are half the battle, or something like that. It's like the weirdest way to flex on other lawyers. Oh, they smoke. They don't eat healthy. You should hire me because I eat healthy. Well, none of that shit really matters. How are you in the courtroom, you know? Here I am paying out the wazoo because you chose to be a pescatarian? Nah, no thanks. I need a lawyer I can eat Carl's Jr. with.
Carl's Jr. Feed your happy. Stop your pooping.
Next post. Vinay Sharma. OP says this is going to be an exciting development. Vinay is happy to announce that I'm promised a promotion next year. Corporate humor, cow with swag. I don't know what either of those things mean. First one, corporate humor, that's just like an oxymoron. I tried to bring my brand of corporate humor into the office. They called it folksy and unprofessional. Pfft, can you believe that? Almost as unprofessional as promising somebody a promotion, probably to a position that doesn't even exist yet. Oh yeah, talk to me about next year. That's fine. It's never gonna happen. Did you get it in writing? It's never gonna happen. I'll be honest and say I probably don't care if it happens or not, so we're moving on. This OP says, when you realize work-life balance. Oh, what a revelation. This is Sean Ward, Executive VP at CBRE SoCal Industrial. I think I stumbled upon a financial hack with huge upside. Oh my God, tell me all about it. You had me hooked when you mentioned money.
Okay, now you have my attention.
I took my family on an adventure to the mountains last weekend. We spent about $1,000 for a 2-night stay and some meals.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like camping. You went to a bed and breakfast in the mountains? I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing. Personally, I would rather get out there and pitch a tent, you know? But only if my wife is with me. Hey-oh, hi-oh.
We packed as much into 2 days as possible. Alpine slide, hot springs, national monument, hike to 3 lakes, stargazing, etc.
Honestly, I like that. That must have been nice for the kids.
Now, here's the hack. I was on a high from this trip, and I told my buddy yesterday, if someone offered me $20,000, I wouldn't trade the memories that we made this weekend. And then it hit me. I got a $20,000 return on my money in 2 days. I'm not sure the annual rate of return, but it's a lot. Feeling inspired to seek new adventures with the family. Absolute highest ROI.
You're only just realizing this now? $20,000 is also like a pretty low number. What if I offer you $30,000? Then you give up the memory of like the weekend with your wife and kids? How much to give up the memories of your wife and kids? Would you do it for $5 million? $10 million? Would you give up all consciousness and semblance of who you are for $100 billion?
Answer the question, Sean!
I'll let him think on it. We'll check out something else. OP says, this dude's a professional. Experience? Criminal. Self-employed. December 21 to present. 11 months of criminal activity. And I felt it was important to include that on LinkedIn. It's probably even worse to put on there than son. I have to be honest with you. Tata Steel. I was terminated from Tata Steel as a poor performer. Wow, you even got reason for being fired and all that stuff? You really are just laying it all out there, aren't you? So proud of you. That seems like a fellow with some gumption. Give him a job. I know he said he's a career criminal, but maybe if we give him a career, he won't be a criminal no more. Maybe. Or he'll start stealing stuff out of the supply closet. Well, everybody steals stuff out of the supply closet, don't they? Food for thought, I guess. In our next post, we have Naomi Dreyfus. And OP says, yeah, 2 countries at war. Just let me conduct the sales call. Priorities, I guess. 181 ballistic missiles were just fired at us. I was in our safe room with my family, explosions outside, and I was wondering if I should cancel a call. But I didn't. Well, that's a really dumb decision, Naomi. Possibly the last few moments that you will have with your family, and you want to spend it fucking cold calling people. Literally, what is wrong with you? I just can't with this. Because this year has been about more than just surviving. It's been about building. Despite everything thrown at us, I took the call because the stakes are huge. For years, I watched companies struggle to drive revenue through their partner networks with nothing but gut feeling and fragmented data to guide them. As an enterprise sales rep, I lived the frustration of flying blind in the channel space. So we built Zugget to change that story. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that is. Nobody in the world knows what that is. The real question, the real mystery here is why you're using 181 ballistic missiles being fired at you and your loved ones to advertise a shitty AI-driven, like, corporate feedback hell machine. I went and looked at the website, and that's what I'm getting from it. So yeah, great. This is all in keeping with the 181 ballistic missiles. Our platform doesn't just consolidate data. It transforms it into the insights that channel leaders need to make smart decisions, uncover new opportunities, and drive serious growth. We're tackling a massive problem in a way that no one else has. Yeah, with AI. They ran it through ChatGPT, your little sales proposal, and they're going to give you back whatever the fuck it spits out for thousands of dollars. Maybe they polish it a little bit. You hope they polish it for the money that you're paying. But just from a quick scroll on the website, I really do think you're full of shit. And we're just getting started. Yeah, I'm sure you are. Resilience isn't about staying safe. It's about showing up because the work matters. We validated our product, our market is ready, and we have the momentum to scale. Missiles, setbacks, uncertainty, nothing will stop us. We're on a mission to redefine how companies unlock revenue through partnerships and are committed to delivering on that promise. Strong arm flexing emoji. P.S. Thanks to the wonderful friends who reached out this evening to check on us. Grateful to have such wonderful partners. Hey, Naomi, you still alive? Can I cannibalize your shares yet? This the corporate vultures circling around her carcass. Because you trust me, Zugget is gonna be something big. It's the next Google. I'll put my life at risk. I will face 181 missiles. That's how confident I am in Zugget. Played World of Warcraft one time, you're like, huh. That's a guild name that I could steal for my fledgling business. Please calm it down, Naomi. Nobody believes the ballistic missile thing for one, and nobody knows what Zugget is for two. I'm not saying give up, but definitely like AI-driven thing, it's not great. An AI language model is going to spit out words in the order that makes the most sense to it. It's not going to consider the deeper intricacies of what your business model might need, you moron. Maybe you've considered all that, maybe. Maybe you're out here grifting the shit out of people, I don't know. But from what I'm seeing on the website, yeah, not too many people are on board with this one. Myself included. A quick scan, I'm like, I'd never pay money for this. But it's good you're on board, Naomi. I mean, you're a one-man army as far as I'm concerned. Dodging missiles and whatnot, catching bullet between your teeth. Fantastic, just fantastic. We'll move on. This is a joke, right? Right. Hiring alert! What we're not looking for, we're not after one-language coders. We're not into messy, inefficient code. We're not looking for just good enough. And we're definitely not looking for someone who needs a mentor to get things done. Oh, so surely you'll be paying a senior developer price, right? Don't count on it. Why you shouldn't work with us. No work-life balance. Yeah, weird flex, but okay. Up to 12-hour workdays. Ew. Sometimes no weekend holidays. If that scares you, this isn't your place. What are you looking for, really? Little lab rats to run on the wheel, and they don't know anything else. They live their entire life in your little cubicle. Oh, it's so sad. What we are looking for, a full-stack dev who lives and breathes code. Fluent in Python, Go, Ruby, Rust, and JavaScript. Clean code, smart design, high impact. Master of Fast API, Docker, and Kubernetes. Knows its way around Postgres, Redis, Linux, and sharding. Can integrate AI and LLM seamlessly into the mix. If that sounds like you, we're hiring at Job Offers. We are building Jarvis for HR. DM me or apply via this thing. And according to the thing, the link, the job offer is posted from India. So yeah, you'll be lucky to get about $5 an hour for all this. There's no overtime for the 12-hour workdays. This is a living hell, dude. I wish it was a joke, but I think the joke is the reality that we find ourselves in, isn't it? This is not a job offer, it's a wish list. And at that price, oh my god, I'm getting upset. Okay, deep breath, we're moving on. Nobody's gonna apply, right? The company thinks it's a weird flex, like, look at us, no work-life balance, isn't that cool? Whereas every prospective employee is just gonna be like, no, that sounds horrible. You're creating hell on earth, and I won't be part of it any longer, so goodbye. This next OP would like to point out the transformative power of LinkedIn. And this post says, after reading everything about leadership on LinkedIn, I've decided to become a follower. There's less competition in that space. So true. We need the niche of good followers filled. Everybody's on their own bullshit, and sorta I get it, but there's far too much, r// I'm the main character here. It's probably a sarcastic post, but I do encourage you to be a follower, highly. Not a bad gig. Anyway, our next post says, when you confuse the office
with the gym. And it's our good friend Rajarshi.
Lean, muscular, strong. This is what an average 36-year-old should look like. What you see around you is not normal.
Rajarshi defines what's normal, okay, guys? The guy that gets on LinkedIn and takes his shirt off, he's a normal and perfectly balanced 36-year-old. You should probably follow in his footsteps. He seems like a secure individual. And again, I don't really know if the sarcasm's going to translate, so let me reiterate that you are an insignificant speck of a human being. You can puff your ego up as much as you want, but you have accomplished nothing and you are nothing. We're moving on. Make this guy a moderator of r/slash LinkedIn Lunatics. Yeah, why not? It's Kunal Segal, and he says, "Hi, y'all. I'm elated to announce the announcement of my elation." Yeah, we went a couple layers deep there, didn't we? And I do think it's a shitposting account based on, like, the job titles. Forbes 30 under 30, reader. TED Talks, viewer. LinkedIn top voice, muter. It's kind of funny. You got a funny thing going on. You're funnier than the guy that says he's a comedy writer. Call me. Moving on. They look so happy with this compromise. Mugalian company.
You need to come back to the office. Employees, can we keep some of our work from home perks? Company, sure, but you need to come back to the office. And the end result was us getting to wear silly pants and whatever shoes we want on Friday. I feel like we really won, despite the 20 hours that I spend commuting every single week. At least I get to do it in my board shorts. That's stupid. Everything about this is really stupid. But no, yeah, I guess the important thing is that you feel like you won. So have fun in the office, suckers. And this OP says LinkedIn with some ellipses after it. Rod Darling celebrated Lawrence Rogak, who's a philosopher/lawyer, who wrote the book on New York PIP. No artificial intelligence ever. Ever! Well, maybe not for you. You're looking kind of old, but I'm going to tell you right now that's a losing battle. My opinion, for all the good that all the efforts to fight climate change have done, humanity would be better off organizing massive prayer rituals and using the climate change prevention money to aid the victims. Why? Because prayers often work, while climate change prevention does not. Your thoughts? Jesus. You're really dragging me into the shit pile here, Lords. You really want my take on the whole thing? Okay, here it goes. Prayers don't work. Neither does climate change prevention efforts. That's just giving money to the government that they'll spend on dumb bullshit. It never goes where it's supposed to go. If people gave half a shit about climate change, we would have switched to nuclear energy a long time ago. It's just another way to funnel money out of your pockets. Prayer doesn't do anything on its own. The church will definitely take money from you and put it to the wrong things. But what I do think prayer helps you do is, like, ignite a fire and realize that sometimes you have to be the good and the change in the world and go out there and do something for your local community. Give away sandwiches, fill a pothole, fucking weed an old lady's garden. There's something that you can do, and maybe you are the answer to their prayers. On the other hand, yeah, a government program is never going to answer anybody's prayers. $750 for fucking hurricane victims? Like, it has never been more obvious how much the U.S. government hates its own citizenry. I guess all that in summation just means be the change that you want to see in the world. Don't fucking rely on Jesus or the government to do it for you, okay? That's for stupid, weak, scared little people that are afraid to get their hands dirty. And you're too old for that shit, Lawrence. Look at you. You're too old for that shit. Cool, so yeah, that's about all I got to say about that one. So we're moving on. People are applauding us circling the drain, asks this OP. Renate Siekman, views expressed are strictly my own. She says, yes, please, because of a headline that says Elon Musk reportedly eyeing CNN acquisition. I'll fix the media, one network at a time. Yeah, what a fucking disaster that's gonna be. I think CNN probably is one of the weaker networks. But don't you already have X, Twitter? Are you going to call CNN XXX? And yes, there will be a select type of programming there indeed. Maybe that's a stupid joke. Who cares?
What I am saying is, yeah, probably I don't want Elon to own all of the things. And especially if you're going to decide to own all the things, you don't announce it. You do it like George Soros does and buy up thousands of radio stations suspiciously right before an American election. Anyway, we're going to move on from that. And hopefully Elon will too. You got bigger things going on, don't you, Elon? Come on. This is Ashley Cogill with a roller skate emoji. Working parent advocate. And she says, I'm in my husband's phone as Ashley Jim. Not Ashley wife or Ashley mother of my children, just Ashley Jim. Because he met me at the gym.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Kinda hilarious. Here's the thing about first impressions. They actually can change, but if you're in sales, you may never get the chance, so better make that first call count. That was a really weird roundabout post, Ashley. I'm not sure I took home any particular message from all that. What I think I should do is slap my own message onto the end of it and say that, yes, this is the utilitarian nature of man. There's folders on my desktop named HHYGJH, but I know what's in there, so that's really what's important. I saved myself the 3 seconds. It's not worth organizing. I'll delete that folder eventually anyways, right? So why spend the time to organize it? Just like, yeah, who's going through their phone contacts? Like, I need to sort these. I'm sure some people do, but that's definitely not me, and apparently that's not Ashley's husband either. And I think it's good, refreshing. I identify with it. This next post, not so refreshing. Title is, excuse me, WTF. And yes, I'm wondering the same thing. I'm not even going to show the picture that's attached, because it's like a woman with a black eye, and that sort of sends the wrong message. So I'll just read the text that's attached to it, and then we can both wonder together why the hell this is on LinkedIn. This isn't normal cybersecurity content. This is a real-life situation I'm dealing with, and it is taking an emotional toll on me. If you don't like seeing personal content, please scroll on. There's personal content, and then there's like too personal content, you know? There should be some boundaries drawn in the sand. Edit. I did realize I needed to reword my post because of the way it was written. It did come off as he had done that to me. I didn't want it to be taken that way at all. That's not what happened. Sort of like when a newspaper redacts something and nobody reads that anyways. So they just think the first thing. This is what my face looks like after passing out due to vomiting from a bad stomach bug. I called my 2 youngest daughters' father for help with the girls to be told that I was being dramatic and faking my illness. This is what he chose to say to me, even though he has called me several times to take the girls when sick, and never have I ever said those words to him. This is what co-parenting with a narcissistic, maltreating father looks like. I had to call a neighbor friend and my stepdaughters for help, who then tried again to call my ex to come with the girls for him to give the same response that he had given me. I passed out for the second time after Emma, my stepdaughter, was here and she called the ambulance. I had never passed out like that before from throwing up. Only thing I asked of him was to help me with our girls, and he denied me that much. I shouldn't have to beg for help with our girls when sick. This is not healthy co-parenting. I refuse to stay quiet any longer, and I won't. Okay, but are you sure Facebook is really the place to not stay quiet any longer? Like, they don't know what to do about your illness or your domestic issues. You got the hospital for the illness, but the domestic issues probably should be handled by the police. I don't know what they could really do aside from start a paper trail, but sometimes starting a paper trail is good. On the other hand, you could also take them to court, try and get the kids. I know this amazing pescatarian lawyer I can refer you to. She costs a little bit more, but she's healthy. She doesn't smoke or drink. She's a pescatarian. It's amazing. And a lawyer. Have you ever heard of some shit like that? You gotta pay extra for that. Whatever, who cares? We're moving on. These entitled businesses expecting to be paid for their labor? Yeah, how dare you? I'm sick of influencers asking for free cake. No shit, dude. Everybody thinks they're an influencer these days. It's terrible. And they're the influencers out in the world that, like, aren't creative or interesting enough to do things in the privacy of their own home, so they have to go harass a fucking bake shop for a free cake? What are you talking about? Get out of here! I'm gonna put their face on the wall. I'll be like, what's your fucking Instagram? How you gonna ask me for free cake when you didn't get 10 likes on your last post? Ridiculous. But this guy swoops in to defend the influencers, and he says, so it's all about money for this woman? Whatever happened to her passion and pride? Now she just sits there counting her pennies, demanding more and more money for her unhealthy creations. Yes, that apparently many people are willing to pay money for, so get the fuck out of my shop. I know you probably identify with the influencers who want to get free stuff, so your opinion to me, completely irrelevant.
Nobody asked for your opinion. Whee!
People that are providing goods or services or things that people are willing to pay for should be able to sit and count their pennies. And I personally am beyond glad that you're ass blasted about it. Make sure to go and tell a friend how ass blasted you are about it, and also include a link to my channel. Thanks so much. Fuck out of my face. Opie says, in the world of lunatics, we have someone who makes sense. It's Jamie Smith. He's connecting talents within financial sectors. Before COVID, we all worked in an office. Nobody complained about it, but things have changed. We've gotten used to spending more time with family, actually fitting in a gym session during lunch, a more balanced, manageable lifestyle, and teams can now work just as effectively remotely as they can do in the office. Returning to the default just because change feels uncomfortable seems like a huge step back. If bringing everyone back full-time makes your employees' lives harder, then why do it? I'm all for hybrid working. It gives people the flexibility staff need and still delivers results. Offering anything less these days just feels outdated. Thoughts? Honestly, Jamie, you base as fuck. I love you now. But on the other hand, how am I supposed to feed my ego if people aren't in the building that I manage? So I tell you what we're gonna do. I'm gonna let you wear pajama pants and whatever shoes you want on Fridays. I think you can feel like this was a fucking compromise. That you won some small victory, because you get to wear your silly pants. How's that sound for you, buddy? And then Jamie, being the based individual he is, would be like, I quit. I'm not putting up with that crap. And really, we have seen like a shifting of the tides. Corporations used to poo-poo them employees, and then we had to figure it out during COVID, and we're like, oh yeah, we don't have to show up at a fucking place every day? That's amazing. I want to do that forever. And so I will, come hell or high water. We shall continue on with it. This OP says, no social media platform is safe from LinkedIn lunacy. I don't know what this is, Instagram or something? Budget dog. He's verified. He's got the little check mark. Do you pay for that on Instagram? Probably you do now. It's a new revenue stream, like paying $20 to give me a job application. But Budget Dog says, dinner with Jay-Z or $500K. I'm taking dinner every time. Only reason you wouldn't is because you don't have any value and you don't trust in yourself. That network is 100 times a measly $500K. Yeah, but I'm white, so probably Jay-Z wouldn't like me immediately.
I'm white. Don't you ignore me. This is a perfectly good moment to throw your life away.
I'll take the $500K. It's fine. Does Budget Dog not realize that he is white as well? Is he sitting there drinking Cristal? Jay-Z's gonna mug you, dude. I think it's ludicrous to presume that, like, anything would come of it. It's a dinner. It's just a dinner. You think you're gonna make that much of an impression? I doubt it. You've hardly made an impression on me. You look like somebody put macaroni on top of a Mr. Potato Head. Which would be a delicious meal, but also we're lacking protein here, you know? You gotta think about the gains. How else are you supposed to take your shirt off for LinkedIn photos? God. This is spinning out of control. This OP says, I'm voting for this guy. It's Harris Walls. He, him. C-Tech LLC. 31 connections. He's from Malaysia. And while he doesn't have any activity listed, I can say he's pretty, you know, he's an SEO expert at this point. How else would we have found you? Anyway, next post. OP says, all of us have the wrong mindset. Oh, that's it, y'all. You just need to change your mindset. It's so simple. Joseph Darby, CEO at Become Wealth.
Yeah, don't just attain it, become it. Whoa, how next level?
You get kind of a dead-eyed fish look, but I guess I'll hear him out.
The rich are getting richer, while the poor are getting poorer. But why? It all boils down to mindset.
Oh my god, he's another The Secret guy, isn't he? No, it's not the trick at all. It boils down to making moves. Putting things together and doing your best with it and doing it consistently. Fuck a mindset.
The poor's mindset, they blame their circumstances and focus on the short term, buy liabilities, want the cheapest, think I can't afford that, dwell on problems, poverty thinking.
Yeah, poverty thinking that comes from, living in poverty. I can't afford that, and even it is the cheapest thing. You don't understand what it's like, Joe, to put in a 40-hour week and have fucking nothing at the end of it? You don't understand. They're focusing on the short term because if they miss a paycheck, they're fucked. And you don't, it's just amazing to me how much you don't get it. You can pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I'm sure that's where he's going with it. I managed to do it, but yeah, you gotta suffer a little bit. It's good because suffering builds character. I would like to see Joseph do a little suffering, but maybe that's a bridge too far just yet.
The rich mindset is creating opportunities and plan for generations, invest in assets, seek the best value, ask, how can I afford that? Find solutions. Abundance mindset. Oh, my abundance mindset. I just sat here and thought about all the nice things that I have that ain't happened.
Asking how can I afford that is great, but if you don't have the means, if you're not willing to go out and get it, then you'll never be able to afford it. Abundance mindset means shit, but that's what he wants to sell you because it doesn't require him to give you any actual physical product. He's just I've got some leaflets here. Do you want to purchase my leaflets? No, I want to bash you in the mouth with a lead pipe.
No, I'm not saying that external factors don't play a role in wealth disparities.
Yeah, about that.
But here's the thing, your financial destiny is not set in stone. Elon Musk, Oprah, and any number of other successful self-made people all faced massive challenges.
That's right. If you get a small loan of $1 million from your father, or own a emerald mine in South Africa, or just get scooped off the street by Harvey Weinstein in a limo. Anything could happen. They face their massive challenges head on. Now all I have to do is wait for my great-grand uncle, the cattle ranching oil baron, to die, and I too can have all my dreams come true.
It's abundance mindset, you guys. Why are you not doing it yet? They didn't let any of that stop them, though. You too have the power to break the cycle.
That's right, you don't have to be poor forever. You can scramble and scrounge just like your ancestors did, and that's what keeps the machine going. We need blood for the machine. Get on the wheel. Come on, it's fine.
Listen to me, you don't get on that wheel. They're gonna trap you on that wheel and only give you enough to keep you going, alright? There has to be something outside the wheel.
Paint a picture or fucking play an instrument or, I don't know, do some 3D modeling or programming or whatever it is that speaks to you. But it can't be just the wheel, is what I want to impress on you. I think that's good. I really got in there at the end. That means I gotta switch it off. If I was a different type of person, this might make me try to find out where Gerald lives and run up in his house, but good thing I don't do that anymore, though.
Where's the money, Lebowski?
Life update,
Tom Loose. I'm happy to share that I'm starting a new position as deceased at none.
I mean, that's gotta be the most relaxing job in the world, dude. You don't have to worry about anything anymore.
I did nothing. I did absolutely nothing, and it was everything that I thought it could be.
Congratulations, Tom. You made it. This next OP says, now without a shirt. And this seems to be a guy who really is letting LinkedIn lunatics live in his head.
Rajarshi Shom. Oh no, this is LinkedIn. I'm just supposed to wear a cheap suit and brag about my useless skills.
Yeah, much more sane to take off the cheap suit and be like, look,
Here's me without a shirt, guys. I'm standing in the gym, guys, for real.
Okay, cool. We're all very impressed. Question mark.
I can't take this crap from a guy who shows the same personality across platforms. How dare he expresses his personality when I am busy spreading lies? This is for all you Reddit MFs. Now, go cry more about me with your other insignificant bitches.
Damn, dude, you really showed everybody here. You're certainly a balanced and accomplished individual by getting your feelings hurt online. It seems like you have a lot of bigger things going on for you, don't you? I'm not actually sure how well the sarcasm is going to translate, so I will say you are an insignificant speck of an individual. Like, physically, mentally, just everything. You're a mess, you're not in control, stop pretending. I hope some of that sticks. Her first words were probably ROI. It's Chappelle Ellison.
When I was a little girl, I always dreamed of growing up to satisfy user needs in a way that meets business goals for transformative outcomes.
I think that's sarcastic too, but I'll stick it in there. That's hilarious. I want to teach my 2-year-old to speak just in marketing jargon. This next post just says, found one.
I'm starting a new business. Do you have an annoying boss or pretentious coworker? For the low price of $5 a month, I'll comment on their LinkedIn, "That's a stupid idea," every time they post something.
Well, we've seen this post before. I didn't realize it was like a meme thing that people do over and over. That makes it a lot less enjoyable for me. So thanks a lot. Next one. The sub made it to Bloomberg Business, I think Instagram. Reddit is dragging your cringeworthy LinkedIn posts. Yeah. And then it leaks onto YouTube. And then roundy round we go. Once anything gets hyperbolic enough, it's 100% worth making fun of. Why not LinkedIn?
Are you sharing something awful on LinkedIn? This 670,000 strong LinkedIn Lunatic subreddit's watching. The existence of the group says a lot about how the professional network has changed in recent years. It also carries lessons for corporate strivers. Tap the link in our bio for more. Yeah, and follow us on LinkedIn. My name's Brian Shankman.
Oh, cool. So you're over there too? I think you're going to be the next one on the subreddit. Brian. Maybe Brian's too self-aware. Let me tell you what being self-aware taught me about B2B business opportunities. That's the meme, right? We do it 1,000 times every video. Super. Let's continue on with that. This seems legit. Reality? Unemployed. LinkedIn? Blockchain enthusiast, cryptocurrency evangelist, influencer, inspire, chief visionary, serial entrepreneur, i.e. every business I started has failed, founder, omission, philanthropist, another omission, empowering something, life coach, father, trendsetter, top 1% of LinkedIn profiles according to myself, speaker, TEDx, 2X attendee, ICO advisor.
No, come on guys, just because I'm unemployed doesn't mean that my social network is not valuable. Get on board, this is the future. It's all about LinkedIn, the future.
Whatever, cool comic. Moving on. LinkedIn is on par with X in terms of lunacy at this point. Kamala's stepdaughter, Trump's granddaughter. Choose your America. What kind of America do you want? I don't know, William Russell Nowicki? As a fine artist, illustrator, and designer, I think that you might be partial to somebody who would dress in a less conservative way. I honestly don't give a shit who you vote for or who you don't vote for, but dragging the families into the whole thing seems kind of uncouth. And I mean that legitimately. Both sides do it, so don't start pointing fingers and all that shit, but if you do it, just know, I see ya. I hate it. Stop it. Thanks. Here's a very valuable lesson from Gurpreet Singh Mufar, head sales and marketing at FMCG MNC. What do you mean you don't know who FMCG MNC is? You should educate yourself.
So a rich man walked into a bar, found a black woman standing in a corner. He approached the bar, took out his wallet and shouted, "Bartender, I'll buy drinks for everyone in the bar, except the black woman."
Come on, if you're racist and you know it, clap your hands. What the fuck?
Yes, totally real stories that really happened for reals.
Instead of feeling worried, the woman looked at the man and said, "Thank you. This angered the rich man. He took out his wallet again and said, "This time, waiter, I'll buy extra bottles of wine and food for everyone in the bar, except that black woman." Instead of feeling worried, the woman looked at the man and said, "Thank you." And this angered the man. He asked the waiter, "Why is this woman thanking me?" And the waiter told him, "She's the owner of the restaurant." What a twist! Oh my god, who saw it coming? And I think the part I love most about this is just like the thinly veiled morality of it. Like, I acknowledge that a black woman can own a business, but this fictional person I invented does not. Oh, okay, well, it's really weird that you'd even bring that up. Thanks. It's fucking ludicrous. Oh, Goopreet. I hope you got some good engagement on that. I'll say that much. This next poster just says, "Ugh." Lucy Williams, MCIPD, says, "Take a bow, Deloitte," who announced that they will be equally giving new moms and dads 26 weeks fully paid leave. Dude, that is sick as fuck. Congratulations to all employees. Wow. I'm not even sure that how the hell they swung that one, but yeah, that is amazing. But then Pat Ingracia, CFP, comes in to rain on our parade and says, 26 weeks? What guy needs 26 weeks? I'm not interested in hiring guys that need 26 weeks off when a kid is born. Okay, then hire losers. I don't know what to tell you. How is this something that you feel threatened by? Like, it's a good thing, objectively, okay? Everybody gets to settle in with the new baby, you know, have your little skin to skin. Parents are able to take care of each other, provide for each other's needs. Mom might need some help, you know? She just pushed a watermelon out there. I was supposed to leave her flopping around there in the bed for 8 hours a day? No, don't work for me. I'm gonna take my 26 weeks, and I will have earned it. See, Pat never had kids. Pat thinks that it's gonna be just like a 6-month vacation. Hey, summer vacation times 2. We could do whatever we want. No, you're taking care of a newborn. It's crapping everywhere. It wants to eat all the time. It's unhappy to exist in the world. And I'm like, well, me too, buddy. You'll get used to it.
No, you imbecile. That's not talc. That's paprika. Ah! Take that.
Oh, man. But, yeah, kids are awesome, though. I'm sorry I brought you here, but hey, at least we're going to suffer together, right? High five. I'm taking my 26 weeks. I don't give a fuck. This OP says, inmate status. Quite possibly the most unhinged LinkedIn update I've seen today. Former co-CEO of FTX heads to federal prison today to serve 7.5 years, but not before he drops this banger on social. Ryan Salame, I'm happy to share that I'm starting a new position as inmate at FCI Cumberland. Well, congratulations. I hope your 7.5 years there will be fulfilling in some way. Wasn't he like the rug pull crypto guy with the fugly girlfriend? You know what I'm talking about? Does he not just have millions of dollars waiting for him once he gets out in 7.5 years? Because honestly, I might make that trade.
I'm going to jail!
It's no short amount of time, but to never work again when you get out, it's not a bad deal. And I'm super glad, most importantly, that you updated social media before you went, or else people would be like, oh my god, where'd he go? It really does matter. It doesn't in social media. They'll forget you in a week. They don't care. Whatever. Anyway, next post. The office is empty at 6:30 p.m. Preposterous! This is Maximilian Waldman. He's an impact in healthcare, entrepreneur, and business angel. Ja, jawohl! I think I'm just gonna continue to the book. It's fine. Thursday evening, 6:28. Co-working space in Berlin, dead, skull emoji. Everyone talks about how hard they're working and grinding. Where them hustlers at? Ghost emoji. That's good, you gotta mix up your emojis. It's probably better if you don't use them at all. You're only using them to end the paragraph, really, which seems redundant, but I don't know. I'm not a LinkedIn business professional like you. I feel the current work ethic
Definitely in Germany, Berlin in particular, is broken. We live in a time where people love to talk and post about the hustle, but when it comes down to actually putting in the hours, they're nowhere to be found. I don't know what the hell that emoji is. Outline face? Especially at the moment where Europe is falling behind. We should outperform and go full throttle. Prosperity doesn't come from clocking out at 6 and pretending that you've done something remarkable. It comes from showing up and staying late and going the extra mile or kilometer. And yes, it's a trade-off that hurts. And then like a blood drop thing. Can I ask you an honest question, Max? Do you have anything else going on in your life? Wife, kids, girlfriend, even just like a dog that you love a lot? Why do you want to be at work when it's dark outside? Okay? Dark outside time is my fucking time. And maybe I'm grinding on other things that don't necessarily require me to be in a co-working space. Some people might find a co-working space a little bit distracting. It sounds like a living hell, if I'm honest, and I don't want to be trapped in there with you, Max. I'm sorry you've got to do this time in purgatory, but I can't help you out of it, okay? Look at how sad his face looks. Do you want to leave him trapped in purgatory? Yeah, I kind of do. Good luck, buddy. Bye-bye. There's been like 3 Ken Jeong posts, and I will include one, as we've done throughout the first videos, but literally half of these posts would be by him if I did that, which I'm not willing to do, quite simply. We'll take a look at this one instead. OP says he wants to charge people to apply for jobs. Now there's a straightforward thinker, another revenue stream, check it out. Do not give them any ideas. It's good they redacted his name too, because what a fucking douche. Am I insensitive to the world if I think people should pay a small fee, like $20 to apply for a job, as a means to prevent an overwhelming quantity of underqualified or mismatched submissions? $20, dude? I don't think you realize how ludicrous. It's not insensitive, it's like actively anti-poor. Now you can't even tell people to go screw off and get a job because they need the $20 first. You gotta give them the $20 and then, yeah, probably they'll screw off. Because they got the $20 now, I got some stuff to go buy. He's not going to use it for a job application. Nobody would. It's like playing the fucking lottery. Maybe I'll get this job if I pay him $20. No, forget about it. I don't pay anything up front. That's how you know it's a scam immediately. That's how I avoided becoming a Cutco salesman. Story for another day. Anti-MLM? Oh, it's coming down the pipe. Just you guys wait. But like I said, story for another day. We're moving on. This OP says, one has no words. And indeed, I don't until I read it. Tori Leonard says, my co-founder Casey has built a reputation for himself as the guy who sits on his laptop in bars from San Francisco to New York City. Well, I guess that's a title you can have, yes. I don't know if I'd go around bragging about it necessarily. Last week, Thoughtly brought on a customer that needed to launch within 2 weeks. He just so happened to be getting married in that 2-week window. So here he is, wrapping up a pull request at his own wedding. Congrats, Casey. Now please, go take some time off. I mean, I guess this is what he enjoys doing more than anything else, but yeah, it's your fucking wedding, dude. Like, pull it together. Where's your bride at? Is that the girl that's dancing in the middle of this, I don't know, warehouse with LED lights strung across the top? And she's looking over at him like, come and dance. Why aren't you dancing, Casey? I have to make the money first. Once I make all the money, then there will be time to dance. Take a fucking breath, Casey. It's your wedding, okay? You can take your wedding off, I think. Anyway, next post. This is Brittany Polari, and OP says she is a hero. Waited on the team's call for a candidate to join. After 10 minutes, nothing. Did I assume I was being ghosted? No. I emailed the candidate after waiting to check in and make sure everything was alright since he didn't show. He responded that he had car issues and the situation took longer than anticipated. What did I do? Rescheduled the interview. Why? Because life happens. This is why I don't like to assume. I always like to ask.
You know, Brittany is probably one of the most balanced individuals we've ever seen on LinkedIn Lunatics. What is she doing over here? This is just for contrast? That's fine. Let her go home. This is how normal people are supposed to behave. Congratulations. For a bit more contrast, I guess this next OP says weirdo, and this is Jason Roeder, who's a copywriter, comedy writer, editor. I immediately remove my socks and shoes upon entering an interview. Why do I do this? If they say nothing, I'll know that they will not enforce the most fundamental dress code. I cannot work in such chaos. If they'll tell me to put them back on, I know conformity reigns in this workplace, and my creativity will suffer. I can't work there. If they tell me to put on one sock and one shoe on, then I know they'll value balance and compromise, and only then will I work there. Yeah, that's a hell of a comedy skit that you came up with there, Jason. You did that all by yourself, huh? One sock and one shoe. That's crazy, dude. That's super funny and super crazy. You should, like, put that into your stand-up act or whatever. Except he only does stand-up on LinkedIn. It's really, I don't know what you're going for here. I might be willing to give him some work if he, you know, can write a research paper and cite his sources and whatnot, but something tells me that's not in his wheelhouse. He's a maverick. He does things his own way. So, yeah, I guess we'll both just keep doing things our own way. You stay far away from me, Jason. There's only enough room on this internet for one maverick. By the way, since the last time I've mentioned it, I've scrolled past 3 Ken Chang posts. That's what all of LinkedIn Lunatics is now. I can't do it. I don't sign off on it. This OP says, one way to leave a lasting impression. This is Joseph Jewell with 2 L's. Pro tip, during most interviews, hiring managers will give you a chance to ask questions. It's important to be prepared for this part. Saying you don't have any questions may make them feel you weren't prepared for the interview, or just aren't that interested. Instead of looking unprepared, use this time to showcase just how much research you've done. When they ask you if you have any questions, ask to share your screen. Show them a video montage of them and their family over the last few months. They had me in the first half, not gonna lie. Make sure to include key moments like birthday celebrations, private conversations, intimate moments. The more personal you make the video, the better. After the video's finished playing, just ask them one question. Is there any reason that you wouldn't hire me? I mean, the boy's done his research. I do feel a little threatened by the thing that he said, but probably it's going to work out. I'm almost sure that we'll have moderately small regrets. And if the regrets are moderately small and my family gets to live, then I don't see the problem with it. What? This OP says, let me flex my bank account. It's Gerald Duran, everybody. VC managing partner at Canna Global. Faith-driven startups. That's right. Let me flex my bank account. I got this bank account from God. God gave me this money. No, really, I do think it can affect your life in positive ways. But faith-driven startup seems really weird to me. That's essentially what my YouTube career was. Just, yeah, eventually I'll catch a break. Anyway, Gerald says, don't check your Bank of America account. It might say you have $0 in your account. They're having an outage via down detector. Good thing I bank with Chase. Yawning emoji. Oh my god, is that $13 million in your savings account? And $2 million in your checking? That's madness, Gerald. I'm sure you didn't inspect Element or change the numbers at all. If I was a different type of person, this might make me try to find out where Gerald lives and run up in his house, but good thing I don't do that anymore, though. Yeah, cool excuse to post your bank account. But seriously, keep your head on a swivel, because I'm coming to get my piece.
Where's the money, Lebowski? Where's the money, shithead?
He's never gonna see it coming. Coffee is expensive. Evalda Gurkis says, I checked my bank statement today and the price of coffee's gone through the roof. See, but the joke is he has like a bunch of charges from OnlyFans. Pretty clever and original, isn't it? I definitely hope it got some engagement for you there, Evalda. Me personally, I don't fuck with it. It's like sitting there advertising you're a degenerate. No thanks. What's gonna keep your hand from distracting you on the job? Anyway, next one. Title just says son. Yeah, he's an experienced data engineer at CVS. He's also a son for the past 29 years and 5 months. Everything in life pales in comparison to what family means to me. Graduated from Northeastern University, but most importantly, he is a son, in case you missed that part. I've had to do that bullshit for like 30 years, and you're right, it ain't easy. But I've learned much throughout my experiences of being a son. Like, if you're really reaching for things to put onto your CV or whatever, just pick a hobby, you know? We don't have to include son. It's just the slightest bit pathetic. Do you think your father puts, like, father of person on their CV? No, they don't. They don't, because nobody gives a shit. Glad I could help you with that now. Delete that ASAP. Moving on.
If you're able to work out this sum, you have a job. Simples. Dino Dion. I give this test to everyone I interview. If you want #job, you have 3 seconds to provide the correct answer. You'd be surprised to hear all the ridiculous excuses I've heard from people who either gave me the wrong answer or couldn't provide one. My 6-year-old solved this in 30 seconds.
Okay, let's see. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So you got 9 minus 1? Oh no, not 9 minus 4? 5. Right? Is that right? I don't know. They really only post this thing for, like, engagement, and I think I took longer than 3 seconds, so I don't need your fucking job anyways. I will say that this is one of the best ways to just generate some engagement for no reason on the internet. It's been done since the dawn of time. It'll keep being done. Comment says the correct answer is 11, and I'm not even smart enough to figure out why, so... yeah, there's a reason I just do YouTube funny man shit. Most of the time in programming, you can figure it out without too much heavy maths. The machine will do the heavy maths for you. Trust in the machine! Seems to work for Dino, at least. There's another Ken Chang post. A meta thread to ban Ken Chang posts. This looks like a hub thumbnail. Tem says, I just turned 29, so here's one lesson I learned. Celebrate an other ship. Best experience ever. I don't know what the hell this is, but yeah, I think the OP nailed it down.
You bet your sweet bippy I did.
It does look like something horrible's going to happen next. Just a room full of nude men with like maybe 4 or 5 women mixed in there. Bathed in red light. I must turn away. I know you think it's supposed to be uplifting, whatever the hell other ship is, but no. It looks horrible. You pay money to be shoved in this room like cattle? I'm good. I'm totally good. Bye. OP says, more things that never happened. Those are my favorite things.
An HR recruiter reached out to me. They wanted to offer me a job. I disclosed my salary in good faith. HR yelled at me and offered me 40% less than what I was getting paid. I politely declined. HR got fired 3 months later.
Whoa, you really got that guy. How would you even find something like that out? Like,
yeah, I tapped that HR guy's phone. I've been listening to every conversation for the last 3 months.
Okay, well that makes you weirder than him. I mean, even just the post alone makes you weirder than him. I don't think they'd offer you less. I think they'd say, oh, that's out of our price range, and move on to the next candidate. But he's like, I was so important, the HR person got fired. Okay, yeah. Totally cool post. Everybody believes you, too. Anyway, next post on today's episode of Corporate Simps. Really the worst kind of simp. Like, you never want to be a simp, but a corporate... My goodness. My goodness. Have you no shame? This is Hamish Tedeschi. And he says, imagine your employer went out to market behind your back, interviewed and recruited a new employee, then notified you that you were no longer required. You would be outraged, and rightly so, in my humble opinion. Now flip the script. It's common practice for an employee to do this, so why isn't there the same level of outrage or expectation? #DonkOps. I don't know what the hell that hashtag's supposed to mean. But I do know businesses do exactly this. They'll hire, like, you know, a third-party company to come in and just slash everybody's jobs. And we're supposed to be like, well, I understand. They're a business. They gotta make money, you know? I'll figure out a way to feed my wife and family. It's fine that I gave you 20 years of my life for basically no severance. Don't worry about it. If you have any thoughts even remotely like that, then you're a bootlicker of the highest caliber, or the lowest caliber, as the case may be. You fire me after putting 20 years in, I'm gonna come down and burn down the building.
I set the building on fire.
That's the only recourse we have after a certain point. Anyway, moving on. This man is so freaking cringe. Oh, good. It's Zach Wilson, everybody. Not the football player. Join my analytics engineering bootcamp starting October 21st. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'd rather castrate myself with dental floss, but thanks for the offer. Zach Wilson says, dating apps aren't working, and I know at least 50,000 women will see this post. Are you really gonna fucking do this? The boyfriend-free girl love posters, but on LinkedIn. Oh, God! You need to not, okay? This is not what that website is for. He doesn't care. I'm looking for my life partner to build and grow with. Here's a bit about me. I'm 30 years old. I grew up in a small town in Utah. I live in San Francisco or Utah, depending on how burnt out I'm feeling. I have an older brother and a younger sister. I'm 6'2", athletic build, about 10 pounds underweight with a six-pack. I have a Siberian Husky who's 11 years old. I have 900,000 followers on social medias across LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Substack. I have 2 bachelor's degrees in math and computer science. I'm ex-Mormon and left the church when I was 15 years old. I'm an extremely light sleeper and frequent insomniac. I'm an Aquarius, an ENTJ, an Enneagram 7. I alternate between Gryffindor and Slytherin for my Hogwarts house. God. I was really trying to just barrel through the whole thing, but yeah, of course you had to say some shit like that. I consistently pick Charmander as my starter Pokemon. I had a photographic memory when I was a kid that slowly faded in my teen years. I love yoga and basketball and dance and music festivals, Burning Man, content creation, animals, and investing. My friends say that I'm one of the funniest and most hardworking people you ever meet. A dancer who dances like nobody's looking. A transparent, real human being trying to do his best every day. Yes, me too. I am a real human being as well. I'm looking for a woman who's between 23 and 31 years old, between 5'4" and 6 foot in height, is college educated, is detail oriented and organized, is patient and humble, creates art, works out consistently, cooks good food, wants to have 2 to 3 kids, lives in the western United States, preferably California, Washington, or Utah, loves dogs and nature, nice to haves, wasn't born in the United States. That's a weird request. Can you expound on that a little bit? Works in tech, has long hair, speaks more than 1 language fluently, is a content creator. On OnlyFans. Describes temperature in Celsius, but respects Fahrenheit as the only redeeming unit in the entire imperial system. Understands post-traumatic growth. That last one, too, is pricking my ears up. I don't know. If you're interested in getting to know me better, please email me a photo and similar list to the one above. Who you are, how your friends describe you, what you're looking for, and any nice-to-haves. Make sure to put in the subject line of the email, LinkedIn dating experiment. Otherwise, it won't work. A deal breaker for me is someone who isn't detail-oriented. Email to send to Zach@redacted. I don't know, man. There's probably a reason that dating apps aren't working out. I don't think LinkedIn is going to work out much better for you. But, you know, you never really know until you try. There's a couple things here that make me think, I don't know. Zach, he presents himself like a nice guy, but there's some weirder stuff going on there, maybe. I think it has a lot to do with growing up in a small town in Utah. Because a lot of times when I meet people that grew up in small towns in Utah, I mean, I know it's all anecdotal evidence, but yeah, they're always sort of a little off. You can't put your finger precisely on why, but it's a little off, yeah. I still wish you the best of luck out there with your non-American girlfriend who will help you through your post-traumatic growth. Sounds kind of weird when I just cherry-picked those 2 things, doesn't it? But that's you. That's what you're putting out there. Whatever. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, especially people that sign up on Patreon or YouTube memberships. My goodness, they're the most appreciated. But of course, everybody is important. They do their part. Sometimes they share the video. Oh, that's nice. They shop at my fourth wall. Wow, that's amazing. Pretty sweet merch over there. Pretty sweet merch. We're working on some more for you. And of course, even people that watch the video and don't say a thing, you are appreciated as well. I hope that you will always remember that you are loved, you're worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one, friends. So until then, bye-bye.